budget, you never get the amount of taxes where you want. So of the 1.1 trillion in taxes and revenues and them play, we have 158 billion in borrowing for the next budget.
Speaking of that,
Government
did
of
I
China,
hear?
government of Kuwait,
Right.
all of them places, 68 billion from them and 90 billion in these kind of bonds from the local market.
But did I also hear the minister say that they are owed something like 139 billion in taxes, etc.? Did I hear? I don't know, must be from business. I don't know. I'm sure I heard that. I'll look it up. But here's I need another qualification. To finance the government's budgetary requirements.
All right.
They are now floating.
How is that different from what the Prime Minister is saying?
Hold on, Benjamin, can read the thing. So this is floating what?
Yeah.
A bond.
A bond, yeah.
Worth 9 billion. Minimum amount you can spend is $1,000. 21 years to be determined by competitive bidding and will mature February 12, 2046. I'm glad I'm reading this now because I certainly won't be reading it then.
Yeah.
At 11.25.
Good interest rate.
So me just buy that and put that down.
I forgot about it and say your grandchildren or your great grandchildren. Yeah. Yeah.
Budgetary requirements.
Right.
From the public.
Precisely.
I need to qualify this for me because I know when I use all sort of language to bamboozle the people when it comes to economics and money and all them something. Could he be talking about something else when he say we don't borrow?
No,
we don't borrow internationally, we don't borrow from Ralston.
It's just plain line. Again, you know, the minister presented the budget last week. You should tell you we're gonna borrow 158 billion, 68 from foreign and 90 from Jamaica.
But that is borrowing.
Yes, that's the point I make. Every budget have a borrowing requirement.
But when the man said don't borrow to finance these things.
The man is lying. The man is just playing politics. That's the point we're making.
Or is he saying, literally, we never borrow some money? Oh, this might sound so, brethren. We never borrow some money specifically to fix burial. Because,
brother,
first of all, there's a thing in Parliament, a code in Parliament. You cannot lie to the Parliament. Or be, where you say, no, I don't even think them use the word lie.
No, Eric Bell would say scurrilous in exactly due.
Yeah. In England, the brother did say, I think it was Jeffrey Howe.
Yeah, Sir Jeffrey.
Or might have been Dennis Healy, who said you are being economical with the truth.
Well, all right.
Which is the greatest phrase I ever heard. Which means that you're lying up.
Yeah,
wara, but you're being economical.
You know to say most of the time when him say it, I want him there on the road.
Nobody cares, you know. No, we need it.
Right. So here the minister tell us 158 billion in borrowing, 818 million.
All right, but that's to finance the budget.
Yeah.
Not to deal with the shock of burial. That is a different money that come from the Prime Minister pocket.
But the price the price that continuously tell us that the government now borrow for finance its operations. We do nothing. Yeah. But before you present the budget, when you present the budget, you never get the amount of taxes where you want. So of the 1.1 trillion in taxes and revenues and them play, we have 158 billion in borrowing for the next budget.
Speaking of that,
government of China, government of Kuwait,
right?
All of them places, 68 billion from them and 90 billion in these kind of bonds from the local market.
But did I also hear the minister say that they are owed something like 139 billion in taxes, etc.? Did I hear? I don't know, must be from business. I don't know. I'm sure I heard that. I'll look it up. But here's I need another qualification.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. The ungodly, they are not so. They are like a chaff which the wind drive away. Yeah. So let me take time out to officially welcome each and every one of you this morning. Welcome to Portland Spice TV. Welcome to the month of March. Today is the first day of March. Yeah. You see the year I run? The year is running and running very fast. Call somebody. Like up the live. Share the link. The teacher is going to be on this morning. You've been asking for him. And what we do is that we try and bring Ralston Hyman at least once per month. Sometimes we have to bring him more than that. But to kick off March this morning, Ralston Hyman is going to be on. So I'm giving you some time to call some people, make them know. Call the vloggers. Last night, I came across a lady who came here, take some footage, and obviously she don't understand economics. So she had talked about, I think it was nominal GDP, grew by 2.5% or 25%, whichever way. Call her. Tell her Ralston is going to be on this morning. Make we address our ignorance. Yeah, man. So call some people, share it up. And if you have not yet subscribed, please, we're on our way. We want to get to 5,000 subscribers. We're just at what, 3,000? We're not even at 3,500 yet. So please subscribe to the channel.
And some wicked concerts. And we want...
It's a blessing.
You won't have a microphone, you know, because Biggie, I didn't want to say come in.
I'm going to live till I'm son him.
Till I'm son him.
Yeah, your name was just called brother.
Because Colin is, we can't believe that Colin knows the Reggae month, our idea, and me and you did sit down and trash that out before we took it about to Nana Rita Marley. I am tired of the foolishness now, and this is why I have to stop and tell you that Nana Rita Marley brought us to Babsy Grange, and who was a minister at the time. In that meeting was also Barbara Blake Hanna, Courtney Wallace from Irie, Joy Morgan from Irie, myself. You know, Biggie, we keep leaving out. Wasn't Sidney Bartley? Was he in the meeting itself, or was he came afterwards?
Hold on. I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
No, you ask, and then I remind you of something.
I'm not asking about Sidney Bartley. Wasn't he like? Oh, he was there. I don't know if it was in a meeting, but I know we met up with him afterwards. Yes. So you tell me. So grab your microphone because you know, body not hear you through this one here. Colin is about to talk about Reggae Month, and I need to situate Reggae Month in context. One of the reasons why Reggae Month is the way it is because it was hijacked from Irie FM. It was hijacked from us.
So they never have the idea.
Unceremoniously, they do not understand what it is about. They do not understand what it was meant to be, and they won't even ask. This is the craziness of it. No one has asked us what was the thinking when we brought the idea with Nana Rita Marley to Minister Grange. She said to us that she loved the idea, and she said she was having a conversation with Lloyd Stanbury about a reggae week, not a reggae month.
Not a month, a week.
Understand? A reggae week. But it hadn't gone anywhere, and she said, well, here we are. Literally synchronicity, good idea coming from different places. But because Nana Rita Marley was so involved in this went just like knife through butter. It was done in no time, and by 2008, it was launched. Biggie was at the official launch. We carried it live.
Yeah, not only that.
Biggie, we're not hearing you so good.
No, but even before that, the genesis of Reggae Month was the first Bob Marley celebration.
That's right.
At the White River Reggae Park, and that was what gave birth to the whole phenomenon. Because when you and I discussed, we said that the celebration shouldn't be about Bob Marley in February alone.
No,
it should have encompassed all the reggae greats. That was the genesis of the reggae.
That was the genesis of it.
That was the genesis of the.
And remember, we met with the Peter Tosh Foundation, and we had the massive shows in in Westmoreland. Remember, we also had the Dennis Brown shows. We had the Bonnie Whaler shows. We had a plan and a template that would have carried us for 10 years, 15 years, 25 years, 30 years, all the way down the line, as old as Area FM. So when you're saying that you're noticing that Reggae Month is gone the way it is gone, what exactly do you mean?
Because what I expect from a Reggae Month, this global music, you cannot have a Reggae Month without signature events. There are no signature events for Reggae Month.
Because they cut out the signature, because they grabbed it from us and cut
and
out
never
the
understand it.
Yes.
That's what constantly happens. So it's
Yes.
a wasp business. You never get the full teaching from bees how to make honey. You just hear about it and you run with half of the thing.
I thought you meant white Anglo-Saxon persons. When you said wasp.
No. You know the issue with wasp? Today him can't make honey.
You can't make honey.
No, because he never get the full teaching.
So it's a wasp business.
So so that's why Reggae Month has actually failed. I look at Reggae Month and I believe that we should be having at least 5 million people coming to Jamaica for the month of February. You have 4 weekends of signature events.
Listen, we started it that way. I became remember, the Peter Tosh event, for example. There were delegations come from Billboard and what the other.
Yeah,
you tell me where they were coming from. Remember, the thing was.
That's what it have to be. It have to be an international week.
Yes.
Something that you would want to use to launch the reggae music for the year.
Don't tell them too much, and we're not talking out too much. They don't have a clue. They stole it. The thing is that. We were so.
We are going to fix it in a Kabu.
We were so upset here at Area FM when they hijacked it from us. That
The Reggae Awards was part of the
exactly.
How can we not have our own awards, Biggie?
No, well, we had.
We had?
But where it ought to be is not there, and it should have been big by now. Yeah. But if you don't have people who love what they're doing, and my leader tells you that the best person to execute an idea is the person who come up with the idea.
Who's your leader?
Mark Golden.
Oh, I thought you meant Jesus.
So if Area FM came up with the idea, Area FM should have been allowed. Leave me alone. Jesus is my God. But
I'm just checking.
Yeah. But we have to be serious about reggae. Reggae, the culture and the creative industry can turn Jamaica's economy around.
I do agree with you, and me and Biggie are not good people to talk to about that, right, Biggie? You have something to say?
Because it's like the choir.
Yeah, because remember they stole it from us, Right.
Yeah. It's sad. And you see, that is the problem with when you take something and you're one.
Yes.
And you get an idea, but you don't get the fine print.
Yes.
So you don't know the detail. And them normally say the devil is in the detail. So if you don't know what the substance of it would be, how to sustain it, then when you take it and do it, it can't be sustained. And that's what is happening. So Reggae Month now.
And as you heard Biggie said, so the awards were in place. I mean, there was so much more that would have happened with this month.
Yes.
The only thing that I see coming out of the month that looks like where we would have gone with it, Biggie, is the music conference. I don't know. I think we would have gone.
We probably would have gone there, but that was not on our table, to be honest.
Yeah, but it was always on mine.
but the conference.
It was the kind of thing
remember Lloyd Stenberry,
because we
had with some other folks had the conference before.
That's true.
Right.
That's true. That is true. And as we claim Lloyd, everything that Lloyd does is coming out of Area FM. It don't matter whether I come out of Area FM, yes or no, it's Eric. So good morning, Mr. Lloyd Stanberry. We own you, we claim you,
yes.
we own you. Yes. Yeah. But where would you want to see it go though? I mean, I know I'm joking.
It was called the CMC, was it?
Caribbean Music Conference.
Yeah.
Yes, CMC. Yeah.
What we are looking at, Kabu, is that to make Reggae Month into an international staple and build it out with some signature events, build it out with a launch, because we are looking seriously at the orange economy, culture and the creative industry. So Reggae Month, what we are looking at is to be the launch of the Reggae year. So every year you have this massive celebration in Jamaica from February. launch it out into a world tour for our artists, because I believe that the shows that should be kept in Jamaica during February should have all the icons, all the upcoming spread across the month. And just like how Intimate, Vibes Cartel, Freedom Street, Rebel Salute, those sort of events, you must have them in our Reggae Month. I believe also that what we need in Jamaica is just like you have the Hollywood Walk of Fame, where you have the stars placed on the sidewalk of these artists.
Isn't that in development now?
No, what me I talk about is not that for Jamaica. What I'm talking about is the World Reggae Park on Navy Island. So we're dedicating an island to reggae.
But Navy Island was part of the what you call it again, the FinSAC. Navy Island was properly FinSAC, I think, you know.
No, Navy Island is owned by the government. It's under the auspices of the Port Authority now.
Do you remember when Navy Island was FinSAC?
No, I never know that Navy Island was under FinSAC. I know that they used to have some guest houses over there when we used to go to school. And I think the Mazookas, they had some business over there for a time.
I totally forgot that we had a call from, we had a call just now, and I don't know if it was on line still. My sister, if you're there, can you send her through if she's there? Because I think she heard us. What she wanted to comment on was the discussion on Usain Bolt and the way it's treated, because she's written a book called Too Black to Succeed. The FinSAC experience. So I don't know. We don't have time. It is 6 minutes to 10. Big A came in at the same time, and that is what threw us. So we don't have time. We'll talk about it another time. But Navy Island was part of that whole process, though. Remember, we used to be over there. Where you have to get a passport to go over there. Boats were running. You know, remember them?
Go over there on the ferry. Yeah, man.
So who bought it then? Who?
All right, I'm going to stop that right there. So you heard that interview we did at IRA FM. And IRA, the people at IRA, they are saying that the Reggae Month concept was stolen from them by the GLP administration. You believe that? And when we talk about how these people steal ideas, it's not normal. You just heard it a while ago, coming out of the mouth of Kabu from IRA FM and Big A. Welcome again to Portland Spice TV. We have the teacher on the line. Ralston, morning.
Morning, Colin. Morning to your listeners. Yeah, man.
What go on, my brother?
Yeah, man. We're there, man.
What was the week?
Well, exciting. A whole lot of things happen.
Ralston, the Bank of Jamaica said that they spent $1.1 billion last year trying to shore up the Jamaican dollar.
Yeah, man.
$1.1 billion.
Yeah, the previous year it was 879 million.
So, the strong economy that is fit, why the Bank of Jamaica have to be spending so much to defend the dollar?
Because the economy is not strong and not earning enough foreign exchange.
So the economy is not fit?
No, the economy is sick. Right now, the amount of money that we spent to buy food and consumer goods for the first 11 months of last year was more than all the money that we earned from our exports.
So all the money that all the goods and services that we exported.
Goods from the good side. Sorry. Goods. All the merchandise goods that we sold. Could not pay for the food that we bought. Yes.
Agriculture, produce, manufacturers.
Right.
All of
mining.
Mining, all of that what we send out.
Yeah.
The money where we get back couldn't buy the food.
No, we'd have to put 150 million on it to buy the food that we had.
To buy food. So we never sell enough to feed the family.
Right. So you can't tell the family that you're fit when you do that.
What it is that this government is seeing, Ralston, that you are not seeing? Because a lot of us, a lot of us, including myself, depend on you for the figures and for accurate analysis on the Jamaican economy. Lot of us. Right now, we have over 300 people watching the show. Right. And I know most of them come here, especially when they hear you that you are going to be on. And I know in a little while we're going to have maybe an next 300 joining us. When they know that you are on, they come on to get the information. What it is that the government knows or they are seeing that you are not seeing?
Well, they don't know anything. What is known is just about politics. They are misinterpreting the numbers and they rely on the fully doneness of the people because they know that the people are not going to look for the numbers. And the so-called analysts that they have, they know that those people are going to mislead the people. People like Dennis Strong, people like Christian Stokes, people like Damian King, yeah. They know that those people are going to mislead the people. And we're in return.
So, after spending $1.1 billion to defend the Jamaican dollar, have we seen the gains as it relates to the Jamaican dollar that you would have expected spending that amount of money?
No, because we're trying to keep it from 160 and we're at 157 and change yesterday evening.
So, we spent $1 billion. When the year started, where was the Jamaican dollar? When 2024 started?
Right at 157. We went to as low as 160.
So we spent $1.1 billion.
Yeah.
To keep the
that
dollar.
That is like 175 billion Jamaican dollars.
To keep the dollar where it is.
Yeah, man. And not only that, apart from the intervention with the foreign exchange, remember the Bank of Jamaica also mops up liquidity. In other words, money that is in the system that should be used for production is mopped up and locked up in the vault, and then we pay 6.25% per annum to keep it locked up in the vault. So it's a heavy cost.
Why is the government of Jamaica, Ralston, borrowing money at 11.25% interest?
Well, because they want to lock it up in a low interest. You notice that they do that for 20 years. So they want to keep that locked up so that they borrow cheaply for 20 years. That is the interest rates move that they have no risk.
But isn't that a high interest rate?
Well, in the current environment, it could be regarded as low for 20 years because
for 20
you don't know
years.
where the rates are going because the Fed is now on hold. Donald is inflating the American economy. So we could see more increases in international interest rates.
And that 11% won't pay until 20 years' time.
Yeah, man.
But interest rate could also go down too.
Well, based on what we have to do the forecasting, what we're seeing with what Donald is doing, we expect the interest rates to remain high.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So that's not such a bad thing then?
No.
What
11% for 20 years is not a bad thing.
11%.
But tells you what the Prime Minister is saying about the country that borrowing is lying. So it makes sure I lock up money from now.
But I heard the Prime Minister in a speech sometime last year was criticizing the PGA Partisan administration under Omar Davis that they used to float government paper and that wasn't really investing, that was lazy investment. Isn't the same thing that has been done now?
But that's what the BOJ is doing now. Every week it's more aggressive now than then. Every single week the BOJ is in the market floating fixed rate CDs at 6.25% per annum in order to maintain exchange rate stability.
Sometimes 2 times a week.
Yeah, man. So it's a two-pronged tool the BOJ use. One, them use intervention with the reserves, which costs us 175 billion. And they have been mopping up billions and billions in liquidity. Yeah. At 6.25% per annum. All of those instruments are oversubscribed. So when them say them want 40 billion, them get all 60 billion. When them say they want 25 billion, them get 40 billion because the business community, the confidence that the business community is showing is to give the BOJ the money to lock up in the vault and get 6.25% per annum for doing nothing.
But hold on. A poll was done recently that says business confidence is high.
Rubbish.
If business confidence is so high, why are people not investing in new business instead of buying government
That's the point
paper?
I'm making. If business confidence was high, those instruments that the BOJ putting out will be undersubscribed rather than oversubscribed. What the business people are doing is confident enough to lock up their money in the vault for the BOJ and get 6.25% per annum. That's where the confidence is. There's no confidence in opening new businesses and growing the economy.
Because there's no risk with buying government paper. Would you agree?
No.
And there's no uncertainty.
No.
So you buy government
you
paper.
get 6.25% per annum to have your money locked up for a year. You're good, man. You know about to run business, man.
You just go and live. You just go and eat the interest, and your money and your money safe.
Yeah, man.
Ralston, let's go to this argument of the recession because we are in a recession.
Yeah, man.
The government is saying that business confidence is high, unemployment is low, at its lowest ever, so we're not in a recession.
Yeah, we're saying that is nonsense. Business confidence can be high if business people are pumping all their money and locking it up in the vault over the BOJ and giving the BOJ more than it needs to lock up in the vault. That's not confidence. That's a lack of confidence. When you have business confidence, you have a whole lot of firms opening up and employing new people and all of that. So there's no confidence there. So that is the biggest indicator that cannot be contradicted in terms of the lack of business confidence because they rather their money to be locked up in the vault over BOJ.
What about the low unemployment?
All right, we could look at it. In an economy, when you have low unemployment, the economy is supposed to be booming. In other words, output is supposed to be increasing. You can't have output declining at the same time while you have so many people employed. In economics, we call that diminishing marginal productivity. It means that the people are not adding any value. As you look at the labor force number, we have 230,000 people wiping car glasses and selling on the streets. That's not adding value to the economy. We have 265,000 people working in wholesale and retail, selling goods imported from China. We have 201,000 people on 5 acres of land on the hillside, so them doing farming with machetes and hoes and all of those things. Those things are not adding value. GDP is a value-added measure. You have to be adding value to the economy. The definition of GDP is total market value of all final goods and services produced within the country. So you can add imported goods as value added. The only imported goods you add as value added is imported raw materials
that is
and
used for
intermediate inputs.
Yeah.
Imported finished goods is not a part of your GDP, and all we're doing is imported finished goods from China and the USA.
No, we talk about the low unemployment and we talk about the business confidence. You say business confidence is not high, hence
Yeah,
people
we're
are
saying
buying
the labor
government
force is not
paper.
adding any value to the economy.
The labor force. We talked to Dr. Andre Orton last week, Saturday. And he explained to us that if you don't add value, then basically what we have is overemployment in some sectors.
Of course, because GDP is a value-added measure. Man wear white car glass not add no value to the economy. Man wear sell 2 fruits on the road and 2 rag on the road and 2 briefs on the road not add no value because all those briefs and them things, and we make them, we import them. The people who are selling them Mr. Chin wholesale, them not add no value because Chinese goods them are sell and a minimum wage them are get. So that not add no value to the Jamaican economy, that add value to the Chinese economy.
What percentage of the Jamaican economy is technologically based?
Very little. So that is what we need to do now, invest more in research and development and new technologies if we get the economy moving.
Is
so
it
that we can develop new industries.
Is it that it's not measured in Jamaica what percentage of our economy is not technologically based?
Yeah, them not measure that. But the majority of the economy, particularly the rail sector, which is about 30% of the economy, and some aspects of the services sector, are not technologically driven.
And hence, in this new technologically age, we are lagging behind.
Yeah, man, by far.
No, you spoke about, and let me just say to the people in the chat room, I'm seeing some of the questions, but the chat room sometimes moves a little bit fast. So I'm missing some of your questions. But if you want to call me on 804-7072, I can take your question. Call me straight. Yeah? Because a lot of vloggers come over on a Saturday morning, Ralston, to get pieces from this program to put on their pages. And we want to make it clear because what we are doing is educating the public. Ralston, talk to me about the 12 sectors that grows the job that we use to grow the Jamaica economy. List them.
Manufacturing.
Yes.
Manufacturing, agriculture, mining. Those are the real sectors. Then we have tourism, we call it hotels and restaurants, transport, storage and communication, real estate and renting, which include BPO, banking and financial and insurance services, producers of government services. Those are the big sectors. Wholesale and retail is the biggest sector in the economy. You realize that? The buying and selling sector, the wholesale and retail sector are the biggest sector of the economy.
In the Jamaican economy.
biggest sector in the Jamaican economy. That's about 19% of GDP. Agriculture is 8% of GDP. Manufacturing is 10% of GDP. Construction is 10% of GDP. Banking and finance, 8% of GDP.
Quarry and mining.
Real estate and renting, 8% of GDP.
Quarry and mining is what?
Huh?
Quarry and mining, what percent?
Mining and quarry is only 2.8% of GDP.
All right, so I ask you that question, Ralston, to ask you this. We had negative growth in the third and the fourth quarter of last year. What was the growth of those sector in those 2 quarters?
Only one sector grew. The banking and insurance services grew by 1%. 1%.
So
everything else declined. Agriculture declined by 12% in the fourth quarter and 13.5% in the third quarter.
So when the government says that we are not in a recession because unemployment is low and business confidence is high, and people listen, the business confidence that the government is saying high, that come from a poll. That was a snapshot in time and depend on who you ask that question. So that wasn't even scientific. So we're putting the business confidence aside. But they are saying unemployment. When they say that, you look at
total nonsense.
You look at the contraction of the economy, 3.5% in the third quarter, and the PIOJ says
1.8% in the fourth quarter. Total nonsense.
Ralston, at the end of the third quarter, the PIOJ did come out and say we declined by 2.5%, right? And Statin came out and said it's 3.5, don't?
Yeah, because Statin is an official agency that goes out and measures these things. The PIOJ, Wayne Henry, just run some model. And the Planning Institute has no business. Hold on, this is a very important point. The Planning Institute has no business in pronouncing a recession. That's the work of Statin. The work of the Planning Institute is to tell the government how to fix the problems in the country, not to be giving us GDP data. Since Nigel Clark came, the Planning Institute has been competing with Statin, and they treat the Planning Institute better than Statin because Wayne Henry always tell them what they want to hear.
And Statin has not released their figure for the last quarter yet.
No, we get it on the 31st of this month.
On the 31st of March?
Yeah, man.
Why so long?
Well, that's another thing because then they give Statin the resources that it needs. So Statin give the GDP for 1 quarter at the end of the other quarter. Yep, so rather than upgrade Statin, they make PIOJ compete with Statin. So by the time Statin bring out this thing, people forgot and run under the PIOJ set. Nigel Clark set up that.
So
when Norman Manley formed the Planning Institute of Jamaica, it was named the Central Planning Institute, headed by Don Mills in 1955. Its job is to plan how much school to build, how much this to that, how much that to that. Conduct the study upon the bauxite, the alumina sector. Although Wayne Henry can conduct that study. All them do, I put out GDP numbers before starting, and them just run some model. Them don't go out and measure nothing.
All right. Statin is also responsible to do the census. Is that right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But the census that was supposed to be done when? When was the census?
Census was supposed to be done last year. Nigel Clark never give them enough money. They wanted $4 billion. They never get the $4 billion.
So without a complete census, what effect would that have on government projections and government plans?
It means that you don't know how to plan properly. Simple, because the census is a planning tool that is conducted every 10 years. After 10 years gone, and 12 years, I will still can't get the census completed.
Whose fault is it why the census has not been completed?
Nigel Clark.
Nigel Clark is no longer here, Ralston. Whose fault it is?
Well, it was his fault. Favor just take over. So, I mean, you can't blame C for that. You have to blame the man who leave it.
So what happened to the Prime Minister? Blameless?
Yeah, well, Prime Minister is the ultimate boss. Yeah.
And are we hearing anything that they are going to get the census done?
We're not hearing anything. Statin does not even have a director general at this point in time. So Ms. Kai retired a couple months ago, and them still hasn't named a director general for Statin. So Statin is leaderless right now. Not to show the lack of importance that they place on the agency, although it is the country's premier data collections agency under the 1984 Statistics Amendment Act.
The Trump becoming president of America, Ralston Iman, and with all the plans, the tariffs that he's going to implement and all of the things them where him say more do to China, to Canada, to Mexico, will those have an effect on Jamaica?
Well, an effect on the whole world, because what it does is raise the prices level in the world, keep interest rates higher in the world, reduce investments in the world, and slow down international GDP growth. America is the largest economy in the world, 29 trillion out of 105 trillion. America runs all of the agencies where Jamaica love to borrow money from: World Bank, IMF, IDB, USAID, all of them. So once America cut funding to those agencies, which is one of Trump's priorities, it affects the whole world.
Have you heard any plans from the Jamaican government to combat those?
No, them say them have to wait and see. I don't know what them have to wait and see for.
The what's his name again? Rubio.
Marco Rubio, Secretary of State. Yeah.
Right. Said that America is going to cancel visas for foreign ministers and officials from countries who participate in the Cuban medical assistance. How will that affect Jamaica?
That is going to affect Jamaica. So they have to take a Caribbean position led by me and Motley. Don't expect Andrew Wallace to lead that. You have to get me and Motley to lead them today. It will affect Jamaica badly. So we short of nurses and we rely a lot on Cuban nurses.
And we short of doctors.
Yeah, man, I rely a lot on the Cuban.
But why is America so up in arms? But Rubio is a Cuban expatriate.
Yeah, man. So naturally he would be pushing that line. Naturally they will be pushing that line.
But that line affects the people who lives in Cuba still, Ralston.
Yeah, but they're not business with that. I'm not business with that, you know.
The recession, I have to come back to the recession, Ralston, because I said this on a radio station the other day. I have one little fool friend call me and ask me, I'm going to see if I can ask me, what are my fears of the government not accepting that there is a recession? Because I mentioned that in 2008, it was the very same thing when there was the world recession, and this GLP administration said that it would not affect Jamaica, hence not moving fast enough to deal with the situation. And the same thing is happening again, where they are denying that we are in a recession, and I am saying that there's a fear that we might crash the economy. Is there a possibility that if we don't address this recession now, it can crash this economy?
Clearly. Remember, they crashed the economy. Wayne Henry was a part of that team that crashed the economy. Andrew Wallace was a part of the team that crashed the economy. Dennis Strong was a part of the team that crashed the economy. Bruce Golden was a part of the team that crashed the economy. And that is why they try to cancel that part of the history. In 2008, them tell people, Ed Bartlett, Andrew Wallace, Ardishaw, tell the people that the Great Recession would help Jamaica. Bruce Golden said going to the IMF was neither necessary nor appropriate. As a result of that, them take long for God the IMF. While the man negotiated the IMF November 9, 2009, them fired Central Bank Governor Derek Latty, but they're the only man who knew anything about IMF. And then them got IMF take a full agreement, a standby agreement, when them need an extended fund facility agreement. And then couldn't live up to the terms and conditions and were locked out of the international capital market.
Right.
And that is why Bush and Peter have a big on them knee to bring back Jamaica 147% debt to GDP, fiscal deficit 7.5, original debt of overall public sector deficit 10.75, current account deficit 18%. That is how Bush and Peter have the rest of the country, and then hand it over to them. And them come on attack and make it look like them do it. Yeah. The same thing will happen if them don't move to deal with the problem, because Trump is going to inflate the international economy. Interest rates is going to remain high. The other countries are going to impose their own tariffs. Production is going to slow down, and you'll have another great recession.
And that is my fear, Ralston, because as we always been saying, if you're sick and you don't admit it, you're going to be in more danger than if you admit that you are sick and go look help. This government is telling the people of Jamaica that we are okay. And
no, that's the same thing I said in 2009. Right.
Exactly. That's the point I have been making to people, you know.
No,
this is deja vu. Happened already. So, Ralston.
Same thing anyway, when I put the cement tonight, we do what you want, or the cement you do.
You see, my people, those of us who have eyes to see and we are seeing, we can't just sit down and be silent. Those of us.
Tell the people. That is why we're talking now. We have to make the people know where we're going.
Right, but then you have some fools. I may call them fools this morning. And dunce who, because of political expediency and they don't want the GLP to look bad, they will not admit that we are in trouble.
Yeah, man.
But how do we get out of this, Ralston?
Well, you can't get out of it without education, and if them don't want to do what they're supposed to do, then the people have to do what they're supposed to do to improve their life, which means that you have to get rid of them if they want to continue with the same policy. So if them want to continue in denial, yeah,
then we are going to feel the pangs of hell. My brother.
Yeah, if they want to continue in denial, then the people just have to do what they have to do to improve their life to get rid of them, because if the thing deteriorate, which is all going to happen, because we saw all of the markets in the world come yesterday. US stock market tumble, European stock market tumble, Asian stock market tumble, because Trump says tariff will come from Mexico and Canada next week. Trump said tariff on China. Trump said 25% tariff on the European Union. So the whole world involved. European Union is 22 trillion. America is 29 trillion. China is 18 trillion. Canada is 2.5 trillion. Mexico is a trillion and change. The world economy is 105 trillion. Jamaica only 25 billion.
25
so
billion.
They know not about international economics. Yes.
So
Jamaica is 25 billion out of 105 trillion dollars.
So if we don't start doing something about this now.
Yeah, and something that we must do is to fix energy policy, fix the food policy, diversify our trading partners, look more towards the BRICS, and stop depending on America.
What was the food bill, Ralston, last year? How much? You mentioned it earlier.
Food and consumer bill last year was 1.8 billion. This year it looked like 2 billion. So apart from the food that come out of the ground, you talk about the consumer goods, the thing them we import from Trinidad and all of them stuff there.
How much you say we import already?
We got 1.6039 billion already.
We import
for the first 11 months of last year.
So this government has actually increased the food importation bill by 100%.
Because I'm not interested in agriculture. No, yes, I'm not interested in agriculture.
But
agriculture, yeah. During the time when we have the recession, the agricultural sector dropped by 25.5%. You know? Remember that. Agriculture dropped by 25.5% in 6 months.
And we're blaming Beryl. But Ralston, wasn't Grenada more devastated by Beryl more than Jamaica?
Correct, and Grenada grew by 3.7%. All of the other Caribbean countries affected by Beryl, and the lowest growth rate rather in the Caribbean was Grenada at 3.7%, Barbados 3.9%, St. Vincent and Grenadines 6%, Dominican Republic 6.1%. Yeah.
Andrew Holness said that we have a resilient economy, yet they are blaming Beryl for what them call it a downturn in the economy. They're blaming Beryl.
Downturn, recession, there's no difference.
But Grenada, and I'm using because I think Grenada was the hardest hit country in the Caribbean by Beryl.
Yeah, man.
Grenada
grew by 3.7%.
There you go. So explain that to me. The GLP
that is simple. The Jamaican economy has not been resilient. The Jamaican economy is like you drive your car, and for 10 miles the car has slow down. When you tell you about 10 consecutive quarters of deceleration,
yes.
For every quarter that the Jamaican economy recovered, it was slower and slower. Until you drive your car shut down for you, you still drive it and tell yourself, the car is still good until it stops.
And no, it never just stop. It start run back down the hill.
Yeah, run back down over the hill.
It start run back down the hill by 3.5% in one quarter and 1.8 in another quarter.
Precisely.
And they are saying that... Go ahead.
Yeah. So while Nigel Clark was not telling about the economy was a growth, the rate of recovery was slowing. Him and him apologists, Dennis Chung and Damian King and Christian Stokes are telling people, all kind of lie about things good. The economy was reversing. The rate of economic recovery was slowing down. And then keep on telling the people that everything good. That's why them shame now to acknowledge that we're in a recession.
Dr. Wayne Henry.
Oh, that tells everything good. Oh, that tells the car good. If you have a mechanic, you don't say to the mechanic, so you tell me the car good and the car slow down for me. What kind of mechanic you are? All of them are charlatans.
Dr. Wayne Henry said that he's predicting growth in the first quarter of 2025. What say Ralston Hyman?
0.5, 0 to 0.0, 0 to 0.1%. That is rubbish. That is statistically insignificant.
That's what he's predicting?
Yeah, man.
Hold on. That is the growth that Dr. Wayne Henry is predicting for the first quarter?
0 to 1. Yeah, 0 to 1%. Yeah. Yep. And by the way, the budget numbers tell you that over the next 5 years from now until 2029, the rate of growth is 1% per annum. So the Jamaican people know them life now going to improve. 1% per annum is statistically insignificant. And without that, I got because they're not factor in what is taking place internationally with
Right,
Donald Trump's economic policy.
Because they're not talking about that.
Right.
No conversation has started about that
1%, so you can imagine when that hits. The Jamaican people life not going to improve. 1% per annum for the next 5 years. Can you imagine that?
And that is not Ralston Iman figure.
No, that is what is in the budget numbers. People can go and look in the national, the debt management strategy, the economic forecast.
The forecast for growth for the next 5 years is 1%.
Right, and that comes over the signature of Favour Williams, Minister of Finance and Financial Secretary. Yeah?
And that means if we're looking to grow 1%, any little shock will have us running back again.
And they have not factored in the shocks that will come from Donald Trump's policy.
Right.
Yep. So Darlene Morrison, the Financial Secretary, and Favour Williams, the Finance Minister, signed that document, the medium-term debt management strategy. So we advise the Dunset people, go and read them to them before you come and talk about economics. Because all part people are come chat and them not read nothing. They might give for them own thing. We give the official figures from the government of Jamaica.
But Ralston,
that's for them figures.
Ralston, if the prediction for growth in the first quarter is 0.05%, wouldn't we still be in a recession actually?
Of course. Technically, of course. Nothing changed. And then I'm saying to you, them say for the next 5 years, you only grow by 1% per annum. And that does not involve the shock to the international economy that will flow from Donald Trump's policies. So the people of Jamaica can say them life now going to improve. And 1%, even if you got 1%, that couldn't help you.
And does that include salary increase for civil servants who are saying, I think one of the unions said that them not taking not 2 or 3% this time around?
That is going to be a big problem, whoever is in government. When the PNP come, they have to deal with that problem. They can Monday they have to pay a big salary bill. Yeah, so that is going to be a big problem. Yeah.
So was that calculated in the growth that they were talking about?
Yeah. Them never calculated paying a salary increase. So that is why you have all of this time out where people can't get their money. And that will be handed over to the next administration because there's no money there to pay any big salary increases. The salary bill is $460 billion. That is 39% of the budget. That's totally unaffordable. Yeah, so it's a problem that the next administration have to focus on too, because you have to face that.
Whoa.
Yep.
So
yeah, right now we're stuck there, so. Yep.
So
there cannot be any big public sector wage increase.
So we're looking in the barrel of a shotgun.
Yeah, man. Yep. Next government is royally set up. That's the first thing they have to focus on, the wage bill. Yeah? You have to go beg the money for oil trade again until they can move the economy. I think the people have more confidence in another government because the way this one, them now have no confidence in them. So that is why you have the whole industrial dispute that take place left, right, and center in the public sector right now.
But why are we having so much of that after Nigel Clark same deal with
because Nigel Clark
made
the people in promises and then there's no money to afford it now. Simple. Favour can't afford it. We made all kind of promises and then Favour can't afford it. And the people are now sympathetic because the man himself will take so much for himself already. So no left nothing for we.
Because that's what the doctor said last week. That
them not no confidence in them,
get on retroactive money, we don't get ours. Why we don't get our retroactive money?
Yeah, man.
Ralston, I realize you're on some work and I do some things. So,
you see it, brother.
So I now keep you no longer, my brother, but thanks for the update and we'll keep in touch, my brother. One love.
Yeah, man. And tell the people them say go and read the budget book them, the debt management strategy, the revenue estimates and them to them before them can comment intelligently for anything right.
But I tell them, Ralston, some of the things you can Google them. You have AI chat and all of them things.
Yeah, man.
Google some of the things them for yourself and stop make people turning in a clown.
Yeah,
people
man. So them can go up on the BOJ website every day and them say the BOJ's activities in terms of borrowing money and floating money. Because BOJ borrow money on behalf of the government.
Yes.
So tell them go up on the BOJ website and them can see everything for themselves.
And when some man will say them a doctor this and professor that come out and put them reputation out there, we are going to lick it where. We are going to lick it where and call them Jumbi. Dopey story.
What the most malign thing right now, a doctorate and professorship. Yep.
All right, my brother. Big up yourself.
All right, brother.
Happy Sabbath.
Yeah, man.
One love.
Yeah, man. Bless it.
804-7072. We're taking on the calls, you know. We're taking on the calls. Call on the labor right tool. GLP mash up the Jamaican economy again. Again. Mash it up again. Every time Labour right in power, they mash up the Jamaican economy. Me say that. And we have the figures to back that up. Not ideas. This is an opinion-driven show. And everybody have a right to their opinion. But not everybody have a right to their own facts. And when a little fool man call me, no, send me a message, but me must respond to the messages so he can use them on him show. Because you said there's a recession. Me say, the textbook said Jamaica is in a recession. And you know one of the wicked thing, my people? When you say labor right, I try make them own definition of what is a recession. They don't know that on own government are taking off a dunce and jumbi. Internationally, even in your dictionary, idiot, there is a definition for what a recession is. And when you go up on the site, them and look for what a recession is, it never say either this or that, or this and that. It gives you a number of things that any one of these, your country going through, you're in a recession. So it never say, if you have two consecutive quarters of decline, and you have one next one, is not a recession. Good morning, 8047072. Welcome.
Hey, good morning to you, Sir Bell.
Blessings.
I must say thank you, blessings to you and the family, and to all Jamaican out there listening in Jamaica and the diaspora.
Yes.
These intelligent conversations are necessary.
Yes, sir.
I have a sense of the country being in a recession and also depression, hopelessness. But hearing the numbers, tying it to the reality,
yeah,
I'm asking labor rights, do it pay to be done? Does it pay to be illiterate? You cannot be in an era of life where information is at our fingertip. Why can't we comprehend?
And make people tell you garbage.
Yes. It is on the Prime Minister. You are wicked.
Wicked.
With over $902 billion being unaccounted for, missing, can't find chop within the education system. Only 18% of our youth pass 5 subjects or more. That means that your system regards 82% of that youth to be uneducated and unfit to contribute positively to the country, the economy. I'm asking the Jamaican people, what about Grace McLean and that $124 million?
Oh God!
That cannot be confirmed or about
no,
how
that
it went.
That they allowed
Also,
the statute of time to pass.
Okay, there you go. Statute of limitation.
Yeah.
This is what I'm also that Marlon Morgan jumping about. Weren't you in the Ministry of Education, answering directly to Grace McLean from 2012 to 2017? How the Jamaican people money go? You're running around trying to convince Jamaicans to take this foolishness that you guys are selling, for there's prosperity. And after 9 years, your government said that the roads are a national emergency. You all are a national disgrace. I won't take too much of your time, Sir Bell.
Brother.
I will be on Mr. Rattigan's program today, and we'll further discuss good governance and how to look at poor governance, which we're getting in Jamaica.
Well said, my brother. Well said.
Thanks to you.
Thanks for the call.
I'll continue to listen.
Yeah, man. 8047072. Wicked. Andrew Olness. Wicked. Marlon Morgan. Wicked. When you try to tell the Jamaican people that the economy is not in a recession. When you try, and then, you know, boy, it's sad, you know. When you have some man who claim say, them bright. I mean, have a brethren who love talk, say him have a pass in English. I would have liked to see, because when you do English, them show you where you get in a comprehension and where you get to write the English. I wonder how much you get in the comprehension part to show that you understand the English language. Or you are just straight wicked and laboritism in your blood. It must be laboritism. Any guy that come out and tell your people that Jamaica is not in a recession, that is laboritism. That is pure lie and wicked head boy, because there is a definition and it's not ambiguous. There's a clear definition that tells you when a country is in a recession, and you have people that admit the 2 quarters of decline but tell you that we're not in a recession. Head boy, morning and welcome.
All I can say, good morning to you, my brother, and to your listeners. All I can say is, let me tell you, if no matter how they bury their head in the proverbial sand, yeah, and they lift it back up, the reality is facing them. Now, Colin, if you look at this issue, and I want to thank you very much for the job that you are doing. A matter of fact, I want to say that I don't know if you know that there are a lot of us in the blogging community and on social media that has been calling for yourself, Dennis Meadows, Crystal Tomlinson, to be made spokespersons jointly with Donna Scott Motley for the PNP. Yeah, I don't want to go into politics much because I know you're talking about the economy.
We're talking about governance.
And governance. But
yes.
I want you to know that some persons have been allowed to go unchecked for too long.
Yeah,
and
man.
they need to be checked.
Yes,
they need to be checked. Yeah?
Yes, man.
Now, when you look at this issue of the technical recession, there's no damn thing as no damn technical recession. Recession is recession. Yeah?
Somebody called me the other day and he said to me, brother, is either a woman pregnant or she not pregnant? You can't be half pregnant. The textbook.
No, it's like a man now no youth and him tell us, boy, I nearly get a youth.
Brother, there is a textbook definition. Even the damn English, even the damn dictionary. Sorry, the dictionary. I was shocked when I said, because I was going through all of the IMF and the IDB and all of them things they look for. What is a recession? And then I said, let me check the dictionary. See what the dictionary says. The damn dictionary tells you that 2 consecutive quarters of economic decline is a recession.
No, but don't pay them any mind.
So our guy, no, schoolboy, it's wicked and it's a deception.
No, it's not their first, and you pointed it out, My good friend Audley, who I love and respect so much as a friend and a brother, right? And Audley, in 2007, when he came to the Ministry of Finance, Audley with him braggadocious self, right? Get up, recession? What are you talking about, recession?
Yes.
Jamaica
is going to benefit
from the recession.
Ed Bartlett came out. But hold on. Let me drop a piece by you this morning, Ed boy. Let me drop a piece by you this morning. I have information that the Minister of Tourism was told that he can't travel out of Jamaica more than one more time before election.
You are hearing correctly.
Because he traveled too much and they go and beat him in his seat. So I hear that him get a reprimand. Talk to me, brother.
Well, he's a frequent flyer.
Yes.
Right? So he's a frequent flyer. Frequent flyer doing nothing. Because let's be real. Let's be real when we look at the economy and look at what is happening in the wider economy. The recession, the government says there's no recession, but the people are feeling the recession in their pockets. The people are feeling the recession when they go to the pumps, when they go to the supermarket. So with all this spin and dance, but one thing I want to point out, Colin, and I said it the other day, every time that the People's National Party has come to power, they have come to power on the backs of having to fix nonsense that the Jamaica Labour Party performed.
Let me put some figures
Or
to
would
that
have
way you
carried
just say.
out.
Let me put some figure to that way you just say. In 1979,
72.
in
Yes.
1979, the Jamaica's debt to GDP was about 60%.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
In 1989, the Jamaica debt to GDP was 240%. The GLP was in power from 1980 to 1989. They moved the GDP, the debt to GDP, from about 60% to 240%. Omar Davis.
50% increase.
All right.
140%
Under PGA Patterson, Michael Manley, PGA Patterson, Omar Davis, in 2007, Jamaica's debt to GDP was 115%. Yeah? Under
Yes.
Bruce Golding, Ardley Shaw, Andrew Wellness, they brought it back up to 140%.
By the way,
2012.
please note, might I add to those that figure that before the JLP came to power in 2007, the national debt of Jamaica was 600 million, yes, in terms of USD. Yeah. When they left office, we had reached almost $1 trillion. They had racked up over 400 and something million in debt. Yeah. Remember, there was one who.
You mean billion? Billion.
Billion, I mean. Billion,
not million. Billion.
Remember, there was not trillion. Sorry, billion. Remember, there was one who, when he became a particular minister, and I'm a brethren, so I can't hit him. Him say minister can't live in a squalor. So him take Derek Latibody, the Bank of Government.
That was Mike Henry.
Right. Him say minister can't live in a squalor. He moved all the furniture out of them office. Him and James Robertson. Remember, there was a furniture scandal under them, you know.
Yes, them are going like it's only under PNP. There was a furniture scandal.
I want to remind the people.
But hold on, head boy. I want to finish the figures. Because 2012, the GLP brought us back to 140%.
Yes.
Under Dr. Peter Phillips and the Most Honorable Portia Simpson Miller, we brought it back down to 113%. Yeah? This GLP administration is the only one that has ever participated in the lowering of the debt to GDP. And they
have no choice.
And that's what I was going to say. They had no choice because it was put in law by Dr. Peter Phillips, Mark Golding, and the Most Honorable Portia Simpson Miller. So that they couldn't do anything different this time around.
But you know, Colin, when you hear some people talking and jumping up and making all the noise they're making, you know that there's a thing called substance, overhype.
Yes, brother.
And let me tell you, when we look, just you, for example, you remember Holness had gotten up one time and he said, "Oh, don't watch inflation. You talk about the US dollar, don't watch the decline in the currency, watch the inflation. Inflation is good, right?" When last thing come out, can say inflation good. Yeah?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I beg labor rights. I am begging labor rights to be patriotic. I'm begging the labor rights them to put Jamaica first. If the GLP is doing good, and it is good for Jamaica, of course, go ahead and flaunt it. But if they're not doing good and it's not good for Jamaica and the country is in trouble, God Almighty, man, talk the truth. Speak the truth. That's all we ask of you, Marlon Morgan. Speak the truth and stop look like a clown.
No, there are those who have sold themselves, for money, right? And positions, in positions in authority. Let me tell you, and as I go, Colin, I can't talk to you without talk about this Portmore matter, because I think the PNP is having a symposium tomorrow on this Portmore issue.
Yes, it will be online.
Dialogue on this Portmore issue. Remember, I did say the last time when we spoke, that having looked at the ECJ, the rules governing the ECJ, that what the JLP was doing was not in keeping with the boundaries alignment and boundaries commission. Yeah? Do you know now that when you listen to Damian Crawford presented yesterday in Parliament,
Yes.
he was right.
Yes.
How could you have how can a parish, how can a constituency intersect a parish? It can't happen.
It's
right?
but it's the same thing. Mark Golding had to school the fool one named Desmond. Remember, Mark Golding had to school him in the Parliament when he get up on board on a point of order. We're not changing constituency borders. We're dealing with a parish. A parish can't run across a constituency. Let me say this. Jamaicans. No constituency can be in two parishes. Yeah?
None.
So no one constituency apartheid can be in a Portland and part in a St. Mary. That can't happen. So what the GLP did was cut off a piece of Orlando Turlang constituency because Turlang is in problem and going to lose. Yeah? So they are really doing gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is cutting borders to suit your party. So what they do is cut off the PNP area where in a Turlang constituency. And that's why I know you're Turlang out there the most. He might go on the most because he's directly going to benefit from what the GLP is trying to do.
I have the numbers in my head, and I think if you say the numbers to people, they will understand what is happening. In 2016, when Terry Lang ran against Arnaldo Brown, Terry Lang polled 6,700 and something votes. Yeah? When he ran again in 2020, Terry Lang polled 6,374 votes. Right? The PNP then, Terry Lang's margin against Arnaldo was roughly around 200 and close to 400. His margin against Raymond, because Raymond's the PNP number drop was about a little bit under 2,000. Terry Lang still polled 3,300 and something votes, right? Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is that Terry Lang's number has been consistent, so he has not really grown. No, it's 6,700. Mistake. It's 6,374. So he has not really grown in East Central St. Catherine. What happened in 2020 was that the PNP numbers did not come out to vote. Right. So he knows that, and he knows that he has not grown because he only increased, even though him get almost close to 2,000 margin of victory, you know. Him no move from 6,400 and something. Yeah, like poll 6,300 first, poll 6,400 and something in the 2020 election. Yeah. So what it means is that they have observed, and that is why they want to cut off 900 votes from out at least roughly it would be 375 polling divisions. Right?
Edward, the Laborites, they are so
constituency.
The Laborites are so damn wicked and lie. Everard Warmington go on a stage and state it clear as day. Him never mince words. Him state it that them PNP over there so go over Dennis Daly. Yeah? Mm-hmm. And then them still come back. And even the dirty Warmington, that piece of worm coming at the Parliament and talk about honesty.
No man, don't remember, you know, Warmington is a solid waste of time. And that is why Mark Golding has brought back Joan Gardner-Webley to deal with him and Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn.
To deal with the solid waste.
To deal with the solid waste of times we have in the house. Because honestly, when you look at it, nowhere in no growing democracy can a man like Everald Warmington and a bad word cusser like Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn be in the house sitting. Right? But let me tell you, as I go, brother, they are worried about Joan Gardner-Webley. And let me tell you something. When they saw that meeting on Sunday night up there, I have my friends in the GLP, you know. A friend of mine called me and said, Brethren, when you really mean something, I'm going to take the seat. Because I never see so much people in a West Rural yet from a band. And most of them are dead them come from. Joan did not do any bossing of anybody. Yeah? The people in West Rural are fed up and tired of being dealt with like them as some, hooligans.
Let me tell you
So
something,
all
boy.
I have to say, brother, I'm going to run
Yeah.
so that I give somebody else another chance. But keep up the hard work. And I'm saying to the party, there is a place for a man like Colin, Dennis Meadows, and Crystal Tomlinson. We need to improve our communications because we can't make some people go and check. That is my view, not Colin's view, but it is my view. Yeah? All the best, brother.
One love, my boss.
One love. Cool.
You see, this is the digital age. This is the digital age. And I'm saying to Jamaicans, stop make people trick you now.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness rebutting opposition spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson's pronouncement in Parliament on Thursday that the country is heading into a recession. Mr. Robinson said his conclusion was based on the projection of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, which believes gross domestic product, GDP, will record a second consecutive quarter of decline for the period ended December last year. At the handing over of a social housing in Manchester on Friday, the Prime Minister addressed the issue.
But sometimes bad government with bad policies can throw economies into a recession. Now, what has caused
hold on.
The last two...
Hold on. That's all. Hold on. Hold on. You hear what Andrew Holness say? Bad government with bad policy. This GLP administration is a bad government with a bad policy that has thrown the Jamaican economy in recession. Come back. Come back, Andrew. Come back. Hold on.
Into a recession. Mr. Robinson said his conclusion was based on the projection of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, which believes gross domestic product, GDP, will record a second consecutive quarter of decline for the period ended December last year. At the handing over of a social housing in Manchester on Friday, the Prime Minister addressed the issue.
But sometimes bad government with bad policies can throw economies into a recession. Now, what has caused the last two quarters of the economy not to show growth? It's simple. One, we had Hurricane Beryl in July, and that impacted the agricultural sector in a significant way. And what happened after her?
Stand up. Rubbish. Rubbish. You said that the Jamaican economy is resilient and that you have created buffers. Grenada people. And go Google it. Grenada suffered the worst in the Caribbean under Hurricane Beryl. And Grenada grew by 3.5%. That is resilient. So the Prime Minister is chatting pure garbage, putting him foot in his mouth. You hear me? Stop. Make people take on of an idiot. The Jamaican economy not going anywhere. You heard Ralston say a while ago that the prediction for the next 5 years is for the economy to grow by 1%. It is only the People's National Party that have a plan to change that. The GLP have no plan for growth. None. Jumbi man them. When they came to power in 2016, the foundation that was laid by the PNP was a solid foundation. They said that they would grow the economy by 5% in 4 years. Any labor right where upon this you know a watch. Tell me which part the Jamaican economy since 2016. Tell me which year outside of the recovery. Because we're not talking about recovery when we come back from COVID 2022. Tell me where we grow 3%. 3%, tell me. Father Perry, pick up your phone and call me, no? If you don't have no money, you can call me by WhatsApp because I realize you have internet. 804-7073. Call me and talk to me. 72, sorry. 804-7072. It dep on the screen. It dep on the screen. We don't walk around and spew pure lies. Tired of the lies. Speak the truth, man. Speak the truth. Put the figures out there. I'd love to have an interview with the Prime Minister of Jamaica. I would have really love to have a conversation with Favor Williams. You know, I see they blew that poll saying that the GLP, they are leading. They want to not call election. Call election since they're not lead, no? Although, I see an article this morning from the most respected pollster on the island. And that article, says the PNP, Orlando Jr., that article said the PNP is at 34.5% and the GLP is at 30.7%. Go ahead, Junior. Welcome.
Morning, how are you doing?
Me good enough.
Is it a common feature to be lie if you're a laborer?
It looks so to me. It look like it's a trick.
No, it's normal because if you listen to every one of them come out and them lie. Now, the economy in a recession.
Yes.
It makes sense. You tell the people you're in a recession.
Yes.
Are you going to tell the country what steps you're going to take to correct the recession?
Hold on, Junior. And that's the problem there, you know. If they admit that we are in a recession, they're going to have to tell me how we are come out. Now, you know why that is a problem? They have no idea or no plans to take us out. No idea for growth. Continue, Junior.
I realize that because if they had any idea how to grow an economy, how to get the economy resilient, they would come up and say to us, this is what you're going to do. Now, I am hearing the other day that Grenada economy grew
by 3.5%.
Then Grenada never get worse damage than Jamaica.
Grenada was devastated by Hurricane Beryl, brother.
Colin, you need to take up some picture and put out and the people of Jamaica realize that Grenada is not much bigger than Portmore.
Ah, there you go. I think
So
more.
if
Hold on.
Grenada
I
is
think
that
more
small,
people. Hold on. I think more people live at Portmore than Grenada, too. You know.
by far. So if Grenada is the size of Portmore, or a little bigger than Portmore then, and them totally destroyed, and Jamaica, look at the size of Jamaica, look how much different industries we have.
Yes.
Because the hurricane damaged one side of the island and it never damaged the other side.
There you
so
go.
we would have some resilience.
But it goes contrary to what the Prime Minister is saying. Because the Prime Minister said to us that our economy is resilient. They built a resilient economy. But at the same time, he's saying that because of Beryl, we had 2 consecutive quarters of contraction. How the two things work out? How the 2 things work? Resilient, 2 consecutive quarters of decline, we go in a recession. How that work? We're not resilient then.
Remember, say Andrew here some word and then him just come out and use them, you know.
Why,
Him
Junior?
have no idea what they mean.
Junior, you lick hard this man in your body, no? You lick hard.
No, serious. Resilient means you're thinking. You have an alternative plan.
And you can withstand certain shocks.
Him don't have any. And then look at this. Let us all be realistic. We have to look at the size of Grenada and the size of Jamaica.
Talk to me.
So if you have one car and your one car get damaged, and me have 10 car and one car get damaged from me, which one is worse? The man that have one car.
Of course, we can't move after that. But you have 10 one get damaged, you still have 9 for roll.
That is how we can look at the economy, because Grenada is a very small country. When Grenada get licked, Grenada get wiped out. When Jamaica get licked, probably one side of Jamaica get licked, and Jamaica still have the other side that can pull back.
Of course.
The problem. But Grenada don't have that luck.
No.
The other thing I want to talk to you about is we can't stop talking about this one. Because this one hurt the belly. Bolts.
Talk to me. Bolt money.
Right.
Yeah, I did want to say something to schoolboy about SSL, you know. Because the DPP now don't want us to talk about SSL anymore. So they want to lock down the conversation. I want to say to the DPP this morning that you all had 2 years of silence. You were given 2 years and you have not done the work. So now we not trust you no more. So we are do a revolution. Forget about bolt money. Talk to me.
All right. You know, we look on the whole thing now, right? Bolt come out a couple of weeks ago and him say him losing money. Nobody was said about that before. Nobody talked about it. Now that Bolt come out and talk. You hear some people in the Labour Party start to blame Bolt and them start to curse. If you listen indirectly to what the DPP is saying, you know, it's Bolt she talking to, you know.
Yeah.
She tells him Bolt indirectly say him shouldn't talk about the money, you know.
Yeah, man.
But when I listened last week now to the two senators in the Labour Party.
Or the two clowns.
And they're going to Morgan and Fitzenley.
Yeah, they turned the Senate into a puppet show.
Right. They are going to come out now and mislead the country by saying that the PNP, when they were in charge of the FSC, they never did anything to regulate. Sorry, with FSC, they never do anything to regulate the SSL scenario.
Yes.
Now, when I heard that, it's one thing go through my head, you know.
Talk to me.
Anybody that vote Labour in the next election is a vote against Usain Bolt.
Say that again, Junior.
Anybody that vote for the Jamaica Labour Party in the next election, they are voting against Usain Bolt and the other persons that lost their money.
You know what Malcolm
As long as you vote Labour, you are saying to the country that you support the embezzlement of the people Jamaica's money at SSL. That's what you're saying indirectly.
Say it again, Junior.
Because anybody that vote for the Jamaica Labour Party in the next general election is supporting the embezzlement of the money at SSL. That's what they are doing indirectly.
But brother,
because I have never heard.
You couldn't say it any better. And I tell you something, you see that line there where you just drop? May I tell you from now. Don't sue me for intellectual property right. Because I am going to be using that line. Junior say, and me I go give you your credit. Anytime me attack anywhere public, I am going to say one of my callers named Junior. Say anybody who vote Labour in the upcoming general election will be voting against Usain Bolt and all the people who lost their money in SSL.
And I tell you honestly, Colin, I feel it's hard for Bolt, you know.
Me too, brother. Me too. Me have sons.
You know, Bolt could be my son.
Of course.
It's Western Jamaica me come from, you know.
Junior.
A man to come from, you know.
Junior, you're the card, but me going to take a next call. Hear me I run left you.
All right, no problem.
Big up yourself,
Call
man.
you later.
Yes,
Yeah,
man.
man. Cool.
804-7072. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Bell.
Blessings and welcome.
Mr. Bell, any figure ever come out for the 5 in 4 program? How much it cost us?
You remember the debate with Mark Golding and Nigel Clark? When they asked Nigel Clark what happened to 5 in 4, or you want pretty answer with him accident and say 5 in 4, I mean it's just a means to an ends.
Yeah, man, I understand that, but me I say, don't it cost the country a big chunk because all of who we involved in it. I pay a top man when I go in and look at one room, a big 5-star hotel and first class flight and all these things.
Talk
so
to me.
And we got nothing for that, right?
Nothing.
As a person who follow politics, how hard it would be to find out the 3.5 trillion. They add up the 3.5 trillion and we put some figure on paper.
3.5 trillion, what 3.5 trillion are you talking about?
When them say country can get, the government can get from another thing.
Oh, you mean that 3 trillion that the financial statements have not been turned over to the Auditor General for her to audit those ministries?
You know, think that we were follow politics, put pen to paper, we could have come up near to that figure.
No, Natty, me call them Malik hard this morning. Talk to me, brother.
Easy, man. Easy.
Brother.
Man, look, even, all right, look on the leader what we have. You go to Parliament yesterday, and the Senator them go through the whole process and tell you how it is to be done. And the Prime Minister could have signed it in a thing with them, say, we don't want nothing, right? We don't need progress.
So let me ask you something. Only 2 type of people living in the world. One way want to get things done, and one way want to stop things from happening.
Individual, man. Everybody different.
This Prime Minister is desperate. Desperate.
You over tell the country, remember, I know the EOJ right here 2024 and tell us it can't be done like that. And we no pay the letter no mind.
Yeah.
I want to go ahead and do what we not do. The man realize when you no pass it in the lower house, the man go back and write to again. I want to still go in the Senate yesterday. So what kind of government we have?
Hold on, the caller. I'm missing something. Who wrote to them?
I know the EOJ.
The EOJ wrote to the government and tell them that Portmore
can't. What them are doing is wrong. It can't be done like that.
But it obvious, It's obvious and they are wicked. Wicked.
And you still go back in the Senate, yes, and all Camille and all of them in there, like them and McCandy, like, we are the majority, so we don't care about the wrong and the right. We are doing.
You see, and that's why the people of Jamaica have a responsibility to put this administration out of their misery, They must the ECJ is in charge of creating political borders. I mean, constituency borders, right?
Yes.
And you heard Desmond Mackenzie in the parliament try to mislead the people of Jamaica. Say that they're not dealing with constituency. Them only dealing with, when say them dealing with parish. And Mark Golding had to remind him that a constituency can't cross parish border.
Now ask your next simple question.
Yeah.
How to run with it or lie with it? Which one is more dangerous?
Lie with it. Because, I want to make this clear to some people. But this argument about run with it. Omar Davis was talking about projects like bridge construction, the building of Highway 2000. Those are some of the things where Omar Davis did a talk about when he said, stop them.
But people will follow politics and willing to talk the truth. you hear all of the achievement when you get in the same period. Same period in PFIMF, in the same period in 500 billion minus in bring it to 100 million plus, you know.
The
all
last time,
in that session.
hear this, all labor rights. The last time the Jamaican economy grew by 3% was under Omar Davis as Minister of Finance.
2007.
That was the last time. And I challenge you not to come against these figures.
But look, you have some agents in Jamaica where major growth and major performance and major everything. I don't care what figure they come out. You come out without no data or nothing. You come out and dismiss it as far as.
Yeah.
How that work?
Yeah.
See? Yeah. That remember.
The GLP.
Remember, yeah.
The GLP is now the authority on coming up with the definition of a recession. So the GLP is changing the global definition of what a recession is.
And look on the people we are doing it too. You have the man Henry, Dr. Henry, in come out, and even though you admit a 2 session a decline, you're still this, that, and a powder up. How you do that?
No politics, brother. Politics.
Look when the governor of Bank of Jamaica come out and say one bag of yardies.
Politics.
You know what I think? You know, who know as blogger, I want to one call himself.
Me am a blogger, do you know? I am not a blogger.
Because who no go out and do research, and 90% of the PNP, the people who are lobby for the PNP, can't find where they must say, can't find documents to prove where they must
because
say.
we talk facts. We not come here come tell no lie. But
you see, have a man, even when they may listen to the information and the education minister come and tell the country, say, when they take over a country, inflation was, poverty was on 20 hard, and now we try down to 11. Find a public radio station.
Listen, man, these people not have
You can't tell the people in that. When they figure just their finger are pressed by your phone away.
Listen, man, these people don't have no integrity. And that's why they are trying to destroy the Integrity Commission. Trying their very best to destroy an institution that they set up. When you look at, hold on, when you look at the Prime Minister taking the Integrity Commission to court, an institution where him set up, him pass, him participate in naming the commissioners, and then him taking them to court because they are saying that, Prime Minister, we are not certifying your statutory declaration. Your statutory declaration are not up to scratch. And you, Andrew Holness, want to go back and run for Prime Minister again without your statutory declaration being cleared up? It cannot be done.
You remember where Warmington saying in the parliament the day when they passed the bill to the Parish?
What him say?
Him say he might chat enough, but he is not a liar.
And that's why Warmington tell them. Warmington tell this country that the splitting of Portmore is for political benefit.
That's why we make the point. Because he might tell us that they can't accuse him of chat no.
Yes, but he not tell a lie. Well, I one line tell. Me no say tell a lie because me no chink, me no flee, me no fly.
Man, crying, man. The government no care, man. Look where him went. Look, me I brought up on the morning program yesterday from RPR.
Yeah.
Somebody two caller and talk about the 28 bank account. And the man tell them, say, no, not on this station. He don't know nothing about that. He never hear that. The man say, but he in the report.
Yeah.
The man saying read the report several times and he not see nothing like that.
About the 28 bank account?
Yeah.
I must lie that you are tell no, man. You are tell lie no. Little more with
back tomorrow, yesterday morning.
On which
morning
station?
Program, the morning agenda.
And
here where they host it.
Me have to go check that. Me will check that.
All right, sir. And then you put you over your radio station and confirm. You might say, you might take on the station time and know not about that. You read the report several times and you know not about the 28 bank account.
You know, see not where the Prime Minister have 28 accounts. Well,
yesterday morning.
I think I hear Juliet Wellness say Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, sorry, say she have 15 accounts.
So you know this one trend my Prime Minister do. You see all Juliet Cuthbert is not going there because they mind sport people and want to money and want to popularity, you know. I didn't notice the man after he try with Courtney Walsh in what they care about and care about they go to India. He must try.
No, him never care Chris Gayle go England, India, no follow them. Chris Gayle was in India before. Yes, he went there to see Chris Gayle. Because Chris Gayle a big thing in India, you know.
Me know that, man.
Big thing. So the Prime Minister of India asked Chris Gayle to come with him to, you know, receive the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Okay.
All right, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Blessings. 804-7072. That's the number to call. We're talking truth right here on Portland Spice TV. And somebody just messaged me that the truth don't need no defense. Hello, good morning.
Okay.
Good morning.
Turn off your instrument and just listen to me on your phone.
May I turn it off, Mr. Bell?
Yeah, man.
Good morning, Mr. Bell. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Welcome to Portland Spice TV.
Well, yes, and good morning to your listeners as well. I called you last week. I may have to listen every week, you know.
Blessings
because
and
I have
thanks.
a vested interest in Jamaica. I'm not living there, but I am a Jamaican by birth.
Of course.
And by nature. I'm a neighbor string cutter Jamaica.
That's right.
So I have to defend my country. And sir, I don't know what is happening, but boy, it's rough. When I look and see what our country gone to, it pain me heart bad.
Talk to me.
I am saddened by what I am seeing. Now, I live in the UK and we have parties. We have two roughly three big main parties that fight each other in a parliament and fight for power. So it doesn't matter which party is in. You never see the Prime Minister of the UK a walk up and down and a cut ribbon for people, say them a give house. You never see it. Yet they do provide houses for so many people. That is not there. They've got councils and the council provide house. You not see no show of that
by the Prime Minister.
The TV. You don't.
Well, in England, council house is a big thing.
Exactly. Right? Because you live in the council house until you can afford to buy the house.
Yes.
Right? And that's how they do it. And you never see a Prime Minister out a cut ribbon and say, Ima give it. No way. And then again, you look on our roads. When you look on road at England coming like velvet. And if our carpet rather, if
Although me have a problem with some on the road, some on the road and narrow like hell.
Yes, man. We have narrow road. That is not a problem. We know that. But we still have motorways that are them broad.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We have motorways that are broad and we have,
And even though the road them narrow, the surface good.
Look like carpet.
Talk
exactly.
To me.
When you look as well, you know who fix that? Because the telephone people them have to remember saying our gas run under the road. So you see the telephone people them have to fix the road. The gas people them have to fix the road.
Yes.
So you see every time Britain is always repairing roads. Some of the road them will get a little bit, you see a little pothole or something. But not what we see in Jamaica. Impossible.
Yeah.
It cannot be like that. Right? Mr. Bell, I came out not last year, the year before, and I could not believe how the pothole them look.
No, well, the Prime Minister declare our road conditions an emergency, No, imagine.
Yeah, but that's a little too late.
No, but imagine this. You're in power for 9 years. And in year 9, you declare the roads an emergency. Whose fault is that?
Thank you. Exactly. And what the other thing I when we look on our road, and the other thing I look on, when you look in parliament, in our parliament, I hear them debating. You don't hear a set of dunces in there, but I look and I said to myself, but what is happening in Jamaica? Because it's a set of dunce the prime minister have around him. That makes sense. How can you, as a prime minister, hire so much dunce? Because I am sure Desmond Mackenzie, not even let me go Warmington, because I have an issue with Warmington because he keeps bringing up that race card. So let me go with Warmington. I sure if you type him name back way upon a bulla, him eat it and don't even realize your name.
I'm going to disagree with you, I'm going to disagree with you because I'm going to tell you, see, hold on. We talk truth on this program. You see, Warmington? Warmington is one of the more knowledgeable parliamentarians. May I tell you that? That's why the other day get up and give it to Darrell Vaz. I don't know if you saw that. Warmington, when it comes to parliamentary procedures, not a lot of people know it like Warmington. So, I'm not going to say Warmington dunce. I'm not lie. I'm not going to agree with that.
Well,
him
intelligently dunce because
him arrogant. Him arrogant and cross. Yes. And stink and dirty. But I wouldn't call him a dunce.
Well, sir, you cannot, for somebody who say him educated, cannot be behaving like Warmington and Juliet Cuthbert and those behaviors. Those days are dark ages when people can't read and write. People cannot read and write. That's how they behave. And Warmington is not behaving like somebody with any kind of intelligence.
Well, Lenworth,
you can't go tell people. You can't go tell people to go up on banana boat. That makes sense.
Well, on Lenworth is reminding us that a present parliamentarian did come out and tell us that the prime minister don't like bright people around him.
Well, that is true. That is so true. Because when you look around him, all of these, we look at Portmore, why they're pushing. Mr. Bell, make it make sense to me, because probably I am not understanding. Why is it for 9 years they have been in power? 9 years. 9 years. Why now they're pushing for Portmore to be a parish?
Because
in the middle of a general election.
If they don't get it done, Orlando Turlang will lose his seat. So they are trying to do that to secure the seat for Orlando Turlang. That is the only reason why they are pushing.
Yeah, but we know that. But why them think so we stupid enough to believe that they're doing it in the interest of anything else than for Terry Long Tom for getting bored?
Because when fools are talking, they believe only fools are listening.
Sir, all I have to say, I think Jamaica is under a serious spell. Under a serious spell. And it is not an ordinary spell. It is a spiritual warfare Jamaica is going through. Because we cannot see how for the likes of this man has 28 bank accounts. 28 bank accounts. He must shuffle money like how they must shuffle. I don't know if you ever when you go in a cash in a one something and them a cash. When you go into the bank, I see them a cash I check the money, account the money.
In the machine.
I saw the prime minister bank account, I shuffle the money them. And you tell me, sir, with all of these things that the Integrity Commission come out with the prime minister, and people still believe that this man is suitable to run our country.
You hear what the Dan Anderson poll says? The Dan Anderson poll said that when they asked people about the work of the Integrity Commission, 57% of Jamaica said they didn't have a view. 23% had a positive view, and 20% had a negative view of the Integrity Commission. Those findings are scary, because what that tells me is that a lot of Jamaicans don't understand what corruption is doing to this country.
To the country.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand it.
And another point I want to raise as well, Mr. Bell, that is shocking that I realize it happened. Every time you look on the Gleaner, you see the Prime Minister all over it. All over it. You look on every media, everything news in Jamaica, the Prime Minister is all over it. In face the over social media,
what they are doing is using marketing stunts to basically get into the psyche of the people. So if he's on the news, he's in the newspaper trying to put a positive spin so as to attract voters. That's what they are doing. And that's why we are saying to people, everybody have one of these. Everybody have a phone with data or internet. Get your own information. Stop make these people turn you in a clown. When we talk things, go check it.
But Mr. Bell, the problem is Jamaica. When you talk to Jamaicans, Jamaicans don't know half of the things that this man is going on with. Half of them in Jamaica don't know what is happening in the country.
And that's why the PNP have to now get up and do a serious educational campaign to educate the people of Jamaica on what is happening on this island, what these people are doing to the country, and to also project the future. If we continue in this way, what will happen to the country? Thanks for your call.
Yes, sir. Have a blessed day, and I'll go back and start and listen. Have a blessed day, sir.
Thank you for your call. 804-7072. We're taking your calls right here on Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, hold on the caller. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, I'm asking you please to subscribe to Portland Spice TV. Click the notification bell. That's when we come on. You know that we are on. We are also on a Tuesday and Wednesday. 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday and Wednesday. And on Tuesday and Wednesday, we are on about 7 radio stations in the United States. Caribbean Radio HD1. Big up brother Gary. And say thanks for the opportunity, my brother. So keep it locked to Portland Spice TV. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share the channel with everybody in your link. Go ahead, caller. Welcome.
Mr. Berry.
Blessings, my brother.
I don't know if you get the statement provided by Dr. Andrea Arden yesterday.
If the statement?
Yeah.
I
sent you WhatsApp.
On this
I sent it to you. I just sent you WhatsApp. I would love you to play it, that your viewer listen to it.
What was the statement?
You talk about Jamaica growth and the Caribbean culture growth.
But you heard
I want to listen to it.
You heard Ralston earlier, because Ralston was giving us some of those growth numbers earlier.
No, I just joined your program. But you were talking about until 2016 that the creation growth that they found, that does not make any sense. I would love if I listen to it and play it with your viewers here. I would love for you.
Well, I will listen it. I might not play it this morning, but I will definitely listen it. And you remember that we had Dr. Arden on last week, Saturday morning.
Okay, yeah. But yesterday, I don't know. Yesterday, the new thing come out, growth in the Caribbean.
Right.
Well, and you respond to it.
Well, most Caribbean country grow except Jamaica and Haiti.
Right, that's what you say. Jamaica and Haiti.
Jamaica and Haiti no grow. No, it is a damn disgrace for us to be in the same sentence with Haiti. and then we have a prime minister walking around, and one next Jumbi man, idiot amid, walking around talking about we're doing well. Doing what well?
Well, I know. So Damon Crawford take him to school, beat him and teach him.
Oh man, well, you see, him at the right place. I know that Damien is going to wackle him left, right, and center, morning, middle day, noon, and night. Well, I guess he will learn a thing or two, because Damien is a good teacher.
Have you heard the call them call that the PNP to farmer a response team to rebut
a communication task force. Well, you see,
right.
Don't need much defense.
Your name, we request your name now.
I hear you, my boss. I am humbled.
You, Meadows and Crystal Thompson.
Okay, sir.
And I tell put Dela Harris that they mixed up.
Well, I guess maybe with Dela's job right now, Dela might not want to touch it with our job, you know?
Yeah, but she's a freelance.
Well, I don't know. Let me not say anything more about that.
What the idea about it?
Well, you see, it is an election year, and the information needs to be out there. And you need people who can go out there and articulate the PNP's position, people who can go out there, people who can go out there and mash down the labor right lies, and people who can go out there and tell people the truth and stand up to what it is that the truth is.
Yeah, because I was saying to a lot of people that the JP PR machine is lack of punches, right?
Yeah.
Right? And I think Miss Playfair should, because when I hear Damian Data and Campbell Service, Miss Multi Scott,
Donna Scott Motley.
Donna Scott Motley is right, and I say she too laid back for that position. You need aggressive tone of people.
It need all type of people. It need a team. I agree with.
No,
I am agreeing with you guys that it needs a team. She alone can't do it. But you need people who are also calm and cool and collective, because when Donna speaks, you understand what Donna is saying, and Donna appeals to a wide cross section of people.
No, I want to tell you something, though. I asked somebody to do just in target 5 in his district in South Manchester. How many people understand what Donna Scott said? Different from Andrew Stevens. And not like 20 people, one per person understand Donna Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, in South Manchester. So we believe if you don't talk to the people, then level for them to understand.
Yeah.
They're not going to get what you say, even if you say right. Well, why think people listen to Warmington?
You see my sister? You see my sister, Natalie. Natalie always said to me that, Colin, I don't want you to go up on stage and use no big word. Talk, come down to the people them level, make the people them understand. She always said to me, when you talk, even the baby must understand what you say. Hold the line for me. Hold the line.
Yeah, you see what
Hold
I'm
the line
saying?
for me. 804-7072. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bell. How you doing?
Me good enough. Wagwan.
Yes, man. Man from Clarendon, man. Mr. Bell, did you know if you take a duck egg, if you take a fowl egg and put it on a duck, did you know the duck hatch it?
Yes.
The duck hatch it, you know, but if you take a duck egg and put on a fowl in a hatch it, too big.
Too big?
Yes. This too big for JLP, man.
Well, you said the problem with Jamaica is now too big for the GLP.
Too big for JLP, them can't handle it, man. Them have a clue, man. And unless the people want to say to you, Mr. Bell, when we know the country, we know the position, we know the work have to start immediately to build back. But if it's even a Saturday or a Sunday, we're half my holding to give Jamaica that day as a holiday, and just food place and drinks place to open that day there. So we celebrate to get rid of this man.
Jesus Christ. You want to get rid of him?
I'm not talking about Monday and Tuesday. Just give him a Sunday and say today for the people at Jamaica to celebrate, man.
That's how when we beat them.
Yeah, when KFC, whoop up KFC and drinks place and make we enjoy ourselves that day there. Because we know we have to start working, so we can't hide it.
Yes.
Yeah, just
so we have to put in the work, you know. All right, brother.
Can't wait on the day, sir. Can't wait. All right, sir.
Easy, Clarendon. Yes, sir. Welcome back.
Yes, Mr. Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see my point then?
Yes.
Yeah, right? Because when I ask my friend, he wants to talk to 20 people on the one, right? And me I say, Wilmington reach a lot of people because in talk the bar language.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Right? Man like you and Meadows.
Meadows, yeah.
People understand on the language.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because you ain't talk the road language, the street language to them.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I am sure that the party is aware that we are ready to work anytime, anywhere. I'm sure Dennis is ready to work. You know? So
yeah,
we
but the
see what.
machine need to start rolling, man.
All right, my brother. And I
You see,
know,
this what
I know Tara listen to this program, you know.
Yeah, well, is what you take what is what I'm in America now. The Democratic start go on the street and talk. I've been town hall meeting, I've been press conference every day.
Yeah, because Trump are gonna mash up the world, you know. And that's one of the problem I am having. That's one of the problem I am having with this administration. They are not being proactive. They are not putting anything in place for what Trump is going to do to the world. And I am scared that if we don't change direction, if we don't get rid of this administration, what happened to us in between 2007 and 2012 is going to happen again. Them are going to wreck the country again.
So I'm saying we need to start based on storage, store and give the farmers them money to start farming, and then we buy crop from them and store them.
And that's why I'm vexed how the man them dash for the $11.4 billion that could have been invested in agriculture seriously to cut the food importation bill. The man them squander the money. Squander $11.4 billion.
It's our cabbage and carrot. We need to find a technology storage you can store those things. Simply 6 months and don't lose nothing.
But I'll Callaloo can go in a juice, you know, brother.
Right.
And healthy, you know.
Right. Yeah, what I'm saying, we need to start today. Start build storage. Give the agriculture people them money to start farm.
Yes. All right, Paddy, we talk again.
Yeah, man, respect. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. 804-7072. We're taking your calls on Portland Spice TV. And it is serious. We have to look at what is happening in Jamaica. Yeah.
And I'm very confident that the next parish council, we will have all 3 divisions in South Central, East Central, and Capital. The most difficult of the 3 was Portmore Bank. And we have made it much easier now. I've been fighting before 2011 when we had the last boundary change that Portmore should not go to Spanish Town. A part of Spanish Town should have been Portmore. I've fought for years and then we became the 2000 parish boundary committee. And today I'm happy to say that we have the boundary that we wanted all along. Quarry Hill, Lake Spend, Lime Tree Grove, Range Lane on that side will no longer be in Portmore Bank. We sat down, we did the map and the boundaries. The boundaries then was for the Portmore municipality. Now we have used.
Jeffrey.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Me there, my brother. Wagwan.
Me there. You can't put me by here,
yeah? You're on here, live and direct.
Oh, sorry. Lord of mercy. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, man. What you say?
You know, I am here listening to my good friend who called a while ago about, because I remember Head Boy said it on my program that we should have a communication arm of the PNP.
Yes.
And he ended up saying that we should put Senator Donna Scott Motley. In case anyone don't know, Senator Donna Scott Motley is a very well-renowned person, who's all-rounded,
I know.
She may look quiet, She may look quiet and everything like that, but don't mess with Donna.
I know
Donna
that.
knows how to go down to the grassroots of the people of this country and speak for them. So I think that, they should put a Donna Scott Motley in the communication arm of the PNP when they decide to take to the streets and educate the people some more.
Yes.
And if people can't get through to the lead and the GemSec, they should have those people coming on social media, because what the Jamaican people must remember and the People's National Party must remember, Andrew Holness used 2016, he used social media to garner the support of the Jamaican people.
Yes.
What he's doing now in 2025 is to use a particular radio station to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So the People's National Party has to get a grip on what they're doing, come out to the people and use social media.
Definitely.
Use Port and Spice TV, use my channel, use other people's channel, and let the people know that, yes, we are going to go out and speak out. They can't have one person, one political party coming out and accusing them of stuff and they're quiet. It can't work.
Can't
They
work.
must get up and
Can't
speak
work.
out.
Can't work.
You know?
And it's
So
something
if-
that
if-
Conrad, in fact, Conrad called me a couple of weeks ago. Conrad called me, you know, and Conrad said, Colin, we have to respond to all of this, you know. The party must put a team in place to respond to the labor right propaganda and lies.
Yes,
and it is easy for the PNP because we don't need to come out and tell the lies. We just need to come and
There
tell
you
the
go.
truth.
Because the other day, when I saw that radio station broadcasting a live event from a certain place in West Rural, I said to myself, what the hell is going on? So I called my good friend Christopher Henry. I couldn't get through to Gabriella Morris. I called my good friend Christopher Henry. I said, Chris, what the hell is going on? You know what's going on? They use social media in 2016. What is the PNP using in 2025?
Yes, yes.
It has to do something.
And
has to do something. And what a remarkable teaching of Damien Crawford in the Senate yesterday.
Oh,
You saw it?
hallelujah, man. Yes, man. Yes, man. The man come with in cane.
My
And
God.
lace them.
You know, and for the EOJ to write them and say to them, look here, you must stop this, literally stop this, what they're doing with Portmore. And they are saying to themselves, we're bigger than what you people are saying.
Listen,
it is
man.
to show you that we, the Jamaican people, must stand up. It's not, hello, we can't sit down and not do anything, you know. The work begins now. The work begins now, not tomorrow, not today, not tomorrow, not in some future. It begins today. Today, the work begins for us to stand up and speak out for this country. As I said on my program, Colin, the soul of Jamaica's democracy relies on we, the Jamaican people. We must get out there, get ourselves organized, mobilize, organize and mobilize.
And
because
get
if we
rid of-
don't do this, then may God help us.
And get rid of this dictatorship. Because a dictator we're seeing, you know. One more term under Andrew Holness and we are in a dictatorship.
You know? Anyway, my friend.
Blessings and
thanks for the work
call.
you're doing. We'll
yes,
talk.
man. One love, Jeffrey. Jeffrey Tavares from Make We Talk TV. We have work to do. Let me continue, Warmington.
Use that as the boundary for the Parish. The PNP submitted a map that they want, but as far as I'm concerned, they're not government. We have 49 members of parliament, what, 14 of them? The majority must come. They claim that we're using politics and they blame me, that we cut seat based on politics. The only thing I know is politics. And my politics is the Jamaica Labour Party. And I must do everything possible within my power to secure victory for the Jamaica Labour Party in every field. I have no problem to make nobody. I sat down and I looked at elections after elections. I look at 4 elections down the road. Look at results in each PD. And that's the basis on which we did this. So the boundaries in the east remain, the boundaries in the south remain, the boundaries part of the west remain, but we cut up and down the whole road to what you call the one, Port Tennessee Road. Yes, then we take the highway back to Mandela. So the whole of them PNP on the left, then gone again is there. They won't be able to make a decision anymore So at least, when I'm gone, I know Labour Party has something here. I can say further. When we take Portmore after St. Catherine, it's a different ballgame across there. Well, we're 41 seats now, 42 seats. Or that is 42 PNP, you have 12 in Portmore. We won 2, they won 10. Yet they won the St. Catherine Parish Council by 1 seat. 1 seat is not the great 10 from Portmore. Now, give them back them PNP 10. Leave us alone over here. And it means that under no circumstances PNP can ever win the St. Catherine Parish Council again. Never again.
Meanwhile,
So, you hear what the man say. You heard it. So those of you who have never heard Warmington telling you why they are changing the boundaries, there you have it. Now make I play this fool one end of the parliament. Listen this one here.
Rise on a point of order, Mr. Speaker. The bill that was tabled, and I opened the debate, and we are debating, in that bill includes no provisions about removal of political boundaries. Mr. Speaker, the member is misleading the House. This parliament, Mr. Speaker, cannot alter or create political boundaries. We are creating a parish boundary, Mr. Speaker. We are creating a parish. And they must stop, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, the minister has made that point repeatedly, and it is disingenuous. Under our Constitution, constituencies cannot straddle parish boundaries. And when you configure parish boundaries, as this bill does, running through the middle of existing constituencies, you are ipso facto reconfiguring the constituency boundaries. Stop deceiving the people.
Ordering your favorite pizza.
Stop it. Stop it.
So,
Mr. Speaker, I repeat, the principal objective of this legislation is to recast the existing constituency boundaries of 2 seats to provide a political advantage to the GLP. This is flagrant gerrymandering and is an abuse of the democratic process of this parliament.
So, you heard it if you have never heard it before. And for those of you who did not listen to class in the parliament yesterday, are trying to find it because I think it is important for you to hear the lesson that was taught in the parliament yesterday as it relates to Portmore. This GLP administration is taking Jamaica down the road of a dictatorship. And we as a people, we should not allow it. We should not allow it. We have come a far way as it relates to electoral matters. Yeah? So this issue of gerrymandering, this issue of a political party trying to cut borders, constituency borders to suit them by using the facade of turning Portmore into a parish. We must debunk it. We must come out against it because it simply means then after they finish with Portmore, they're going to start change up every parish so as to get their political way. That is what is going to come next if we allow this. So we shouldn't allow it. We should ensure that we move this administration from power. Get rid of them. Time come for decency to come back to the Jamaica House of Representatives. Time come for honesty to come back to the Jamaica House of Representatives.
And prosperous urban development. Mr. President.
Hold on. That's where we at? Hold on. Because I want to get this. I want to get this clear. And I'm making sure that I don't get it. I want to get
But the entire Jamaica. So this 15 parish initiative will stand as a testament to our commitment to development as a JLP administration.
Been captured by the game of politics. Indeed, Mr. President, what we have here is an effort to seek political advantage and to, as Minister Bunting suggests, to gerrymander.
Didn't know that.
Well, the only speaker of truth so far has been Minister Bunting. He might as well be a minister. But, Mr. Speaker, before we go into what we believe is the crux of the matter, there are some needs to correct some misstatements that have been made in this House.
You mean the
And I'll get to that, sir. And previously in other houses and in the public. The first, unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, is somehow the concoction, Mr. President, is the concoction that Portmore is the vision.
Hello, good afternoon. Morning, still morning, eh?
Good afternoon from Britain.
Welcome to the show, Wagwan.
Yes, sir, one of the long-time listeners.
Blessings, man, and happy to have you. Talk to me.
All right, sir. Me have a question we need to understand with this constitutional issue with Portmore.
Yeah.
Where it is said that they might try to create a seat for Terry Long.
Yeah, they might try to cut off peace so that Terry can win back.
All right. So will Terry Long go up unopposed? Is it only Terry Long will be in that seat? No other representative will be there?
Raymond Price will be running against Terry Long.
In that particular
seat,
Portmore seat?
Yeah.
Okay, so where is Raymond Price running if it were not to be a parish?
The same seat. What is happening, my brother, is that they're doing the parish. They're not. If they were honest about what they were doing, they would have said that. All right, as Portmore exists, with the three, there are 3 constituencies over there in Portmore. As Portmore exists, we are going to run the parish borders right on the borders of the 3 constituencies. Right? And then everything. I mean, that aspect of gerrymandering would be null and void. However,
me agree.
However, what they are doing is that they are cutting it across the constituency. And I don't know if you heard the clip I played from Warmington a while ago. Warmington
yes, I hear it multiple times. I hear it multiple times. I listen
we are cut off them PNP there over there, so, and put them in a Denny's daily constituency. Right?
Why?
So it's 900 PNP based on our figures. It's 900 PNP vote them are cut off at the constituency so as to shore up Orlando Turlong seat.
So is Terry Long an MP at the moment?
Yes, he is. But he will lose if them not cut it off.
Who's to say he's going to lose?
We know that because we have done our canvas and they have done their canvas. So them know say more lose.
Oh, see. Okay.
So both political parties have done their canvas and know what is happening. So they know that anyhow it run. And if you realize Turlong is one of the most vociferous man out there because I know him in a problem.
Yeah, I've seen it. Come and watch, well, me dey on your show, and 9 out of 10 times, this is when me tune in on a Saturday. 9 out of 10 times, this is where I tune in on a Saturday. So, yeah. So, me hear what. But the next question I want to ask you, yeah?
Yeah.
Is, me hear on the news with the water commission with the sewage spill and the school had to close down.
Yeah, that's over there in Portmore too.
Right. All right. So when me say now, is there sanctions against utility companies when something like this happens?
Boy, I don't think so. I doubt it. I don't know if it's on the books, but we have never seen it activated and put them under the real pressure that them fix up the thing them fast. We never see it.
You see me, I say the environment agency should have come into, because see what happens now, the children them at last. They got to school for their education and they had to be kicked out of school because of a stench.
Yeah, man. That's not good.
It's not good at all. You know?
Yeah, man.
So I just hope when this new administration form, they can just get their act together so everybody just play them part right when you do wrong. It's no different from a man commit a crime into the time.
All right, sir. Respect.
All right, thanks, yeah?
Yeah, man. Yes, some of you as my listeners are trying to, for those of you who didn't see it or watch it or listen it yesterday, are trying to give, some of the classes that happened yesterday in the Senate. Damian Crawford gave them
of Edward Seaga.
Let's clear that up.
Let's clear that up. I turn, Mr. President, to indeed what can go so. I turn, Mr. President, to no less of a source than the Jamaica Library Service.
I think we can trust the Jamaica Library Service.
They may fire them after this or carry them to court.
Without prejudice.
This is with prejudice. Mr. President, the Jamaica Library Service indicates that a company was formed called the Portmore Land Development Company. They purchased the property from Caymanas Estate with the intention to establish housing development. In the 1950s, Kingston ran out of flat space for development. So housing development in Portmore was seen as a response to the great outcry for housing. The article goes on to say, before development began, a dike had to be constructed to contain Rio Cobre, and a causeway had to be built to connect Kingston to Portmore. The lowlands also had to be filled by dredging the harbor and quarrying marl from Port Henderson Hill. Once this was completed, the development of housing could begin. From 1956, under Norman Washington Man. How then could they have come to claim? And I give credit where credit is due. As president of the PNP, we rewarded Edward Seaga for the formation of HART. We had a whole dinner for him, he came. Mr. Seaga would have been distracted. This is not, not. And I can't claim that Seaga wasn't a visionary, but Portmore was never a part of his vision.
Get it right.
Indeed, while the first scheme, Independent City, was built in 1969, it was based on the completion of the Dyke Road and the causeway, for which then efforts was able to start. It says here, in 1969, well, if you want to contradict the Jamaica Library Service, go ahead, because they are an authority and all things. However,
yes, sir.
It says that in 1969, under the direction of the West Indies Home, the first housing scheme in Portmore was erected and called Independence City. The scheme then consisted of 1,000
When the sun is rising in the east.
So we're taking it from the
units,
GIS.
and 3 bedrooms. And so, while Edward Seaga was lucky enough to be in the position in 1969, the vision for Portmore started with Portmore Development Company that was in... You see, I was a student before.
Yes, the teacher is here now.
I know, I'm a teacher.
Listen, you listen.
The JP wouldn't understand this. Additionally, Portmore is very important to the People's National Party. Not only because of the political outcomes, but also because it represents the true DNA of the People's National Party.
That's correct.
It represents an example that if normal people are given a chance, they will take that chance, like your mom and like your dad, and run with it. To this extent, after Independence City in 1969, and 1972 and 1974. Passage Fort, 1974, Waterford, 1975, Bridgeport, Phase 3, 1976, Portsmouth, 1978, Southborough, 1979. If it was, I'm coming. If it was indeed the vision of Seaga, which we are proving it was not, they saw a great reduction when he regained power, where housing had reduced to only 3 in the 1980s, Westchester, West Bay, and West Bay Phase 2. However, in the 1990s, West Bay Phase 3, Bridgeview, and as well, one of the largest construction of housing units, Greater Portmore, was done. I have to give them the PJ look for Greater Portmore. So when we did 10,000 in the 1990s, it suggests that we are no less than 10 times the 1,000 that they did in 1969.
That's right.
We go further.
Go further, Dave.
Just to mash down, we're coming because Portmore must know who their friend is and who their foes are.
Talk to them, my boss.
The schools that we built in Portmore include Arscott High School under the People's National Party, Cedar Grove Academy, Greater Portmore High, Waterford High, Bridgeport Primary, Gregory Clark Primary. Your schools are Independence City Primary School, thank you, for the People's National Party. Kensington Primary, Naggohead Primary 1979, Portsmouth Primary 1976, Southborough Primary 1979, Waterford Primary 1975.
Lessons.
I stand corrected because Cedar Grove was 2013, I think that was in the Jamaica Labour Party. A continuation and completion. So those are the facts as it relates to Portmore and the relationship with the People's National Party. Now, coming out of that, there was further lies and misinformation to suggest that a basis of the bill is to have Portmore manage its own affairs and own funds. Now, if you had consulted the necessary documents, one would have recognized that Portmore currently gets its own funds and manages its own affairs. I will guide you firstly to the local government ministry's website. In the local government ministry's website, it says by the last day of each month, each municipal council is paid out 90% of the amount of property tax paid in the relevant parish, and 25% of the, I can't see like one time, you know, and 25% of the amount paid for motor vehicle license. Like St. Catherine, separately, Portmore municipality received 90% of what is collected in property tax. And like everybody else, Portmore received 25% of what is collected in motor vehicle license. Now, contrary, there is a, what they call another fund for which the 10% goes, managed wholeheartedly by the minister. So if Portmore is diverting any money from Portmore, it is being managed currently by Minister Desmond Mackenzie and the Prime Minister of Jamaica, not by the Parish Council of St. Catherine. That is why the closest to minister of the church would be Minister Bunting, because the truth has migrated from over that side. Secondly, the rest of the funds are then contributed.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Paul.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Bell. Look, I have a question.
Yeah.
I've really been following the news and listening to your program and seeing all the things going on.
Yeah.
So the GLP has 49 of the 63 seats in the House, correct?
Yes.
And they passed the stuff there with respect to turning, I guess, Portmore into a parish.
Yes, they did, yeah.
Right. They also have 21 senators, correct?
Yes.
So how did the GLP end up with 10 votes and the PNP with 4? What happened to the rest of the...
Hold on. There's 21 senators overall. The GLP has 13 and the PNP have 8.
Right. So you have to get at least one PNP vote for that to pass, right?
No. That
explain. Yeah, that's what I was.
This Parish Act only needs a majority vote. So
okay.
In the Senate, it doesn't need 2/3. It just needs a majority. So once the GLP have more people in the Senate, and they do, than the PNP, then they vote and pass the bill.
Okay, so it goes to the Governor General, because someone was asking me and I was trying to look. It goes to the Governor General.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what about the PNP possibly suing in court?
Well, the PNP has said that if they intend to do it, the PNP will take them to court.
Okay, all right. So there's a little hope there, because
yeah, man. So get ready for a court.
This is clearly gerrymandering. Messing with democracy.
Yeah, man. It's gerrymandering, definitely. And you heard the clip I played Warmington earlier, telling you that it's all about politics.
Yeah. Let me ask you another question before I go. It's my first time calling. But
thank you, man. Yeah.
You're welcome, man. I don't know if you could take calls when you have Hyman on. He's pretty astute. He's pretty knowledgeable about the economy. I don't know if sometimes when he's on, if you could take calls.
We can do that. Yeah, we'll set up that.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bell.
Not a problem, my brother. Thanks for calling.
All right. You're welcome.
All right, cool. So we're going back to Damian Crawford in the Senate yesterday, giving them lessons, history lessons.
To each municipality based on the kilometer of roads that exist. To date, there are 2 recommendations for boundaries of the quote-unquote parish of Portmore. The JLP boundary reduced the number of kilometers of roads and by extension reduced the probability of funds coming to Portmore. Yes. That is a lie from the bottom of the pit of it. They not twisting facts. You want to read it? All right, I got to move from the local government website and go to the Portmore municipality website. I don't want you to say that it is not correct. Yeah, my eye get foggy. It says here. It says here from this particular website that, let me just, or if I'm finding it here. Yes, I can fix it. It says, the parish council, based on the number of miles of parochial road in the parish and expressed as a percent of the total number of miles of parochial roads in the island. So if Portmore on the boundary A have 1 kilometer and the island have 10, Portmore will get less if on the boundary B they had 2 kilometers and the island still have 10. Now, unless we have plans to expand the island, because they might now go and capture all Haiti now to make them vote. If Haiti can't vote for them win the election, you know, they will do. Therefore, the boundary that the ECJ proposed, the boundary that the ECJ found to be reasonable in communication with both political parties, would have given Portmore more than the current boundaries that they are suggesting.
That's the real more for Portmore.
It would have, I'll soon get to that because we soon reach a Venn diagram. It also would mean that there are less.
The sperm that you were injected with actually belongs.
All right, so we're not taking these. We're just basically coming from the GIS website.
Property taxes, if a smaller segment, therefore would have less properties, all things held constant. That is another lie that we have to mash down. They go further to suggest that Portmore don't have its authority. The only thing that Portmore shares with St. Catherine is the health people that come around and the health department and health unit. None other is not under the management directly of Portmore. You spoke for 2 hours and one speak in my 30 minutes. Additionally, there is a proposition being promoted that bills in this house have no duty to its impact on the superior law of the country.
Hello, good afternoon, morning.
Good,
Hello?
what? Morning, you know?
Yes, man, I still morning.
All right, okay. We are England, we are call from.
Yeah, man, I still morning at
I
Jamaica.
watch the program.
Yeah, man.
Now, may I listen to the program and may I listen, yeah, share Damien attack. But
Yeah.
what I want to ask, yeah?
Yeah.
If as the Prime Minister speak eloquently and so bold about what they have done for the country and the position that the country are in, why are they so worried that they have to fight to turn Portmore in another parish to get, as well Mr. Warmington said, to secure more votes? It would have been simple that the people of the country would have seen how good them are do already and them would have feel it already. So he wouldn't have to worry himself. Because if you are the father of the house and you look after the house and the kids them happy in the yard, they're not going to cheer for them daddy all the time. Why
Yeah.
not going to love father?
But the people them are
that
suffer.
sound?
The people them can't get enough food for eat. The people them not go to school.
And they might abuse them.
Yes. So them account every seat now.
Yeah. So because guess what happened now? If I'm there in the house and I look after him yard, I make sure so the people them have safe, everything safe, them have food, and then things are work out where money are coming in. I mean, if you kill up yourself and I tell this whole heap of lie, I have other people go out and try to tarnish other people and spread all these lies and you have to do them something. It's simple.
Well, brother, we're not fool. Not anymore. Maybe we did fool yesterday, but we're not fool today.
And the thing about it again too, I have been watching because I read my paper and I watch it. Never vote yet. And as a Jamaican, love the country. I mean, Mr. Manley Heights. I grew up in the 70s where we have everything free. We know my product. And when I say product, I mean if a lot of these younger people who born say in the 90s understand what the 60s, late 60s, and they compare that to the 70s and understand what the 70s meant
to feed them parents, them would have think twice right now. There have a time in Jamaica where education was free. I remember say I was 72, 73.
Up to tertiary level.
Yes, yeah, but it was free. Picnic get khaki clothes to go to school.
Yeah, man.
And when them are running, and all you have to do is go find the tailor and pay a little money.
Yeah.
And the tailor pay your clothes, sew your clothes, and you go to school.
Then time they get bulgur and milk powder and
everything, food at school.
Yeah.
Food at school. You understand me? And I would say to most of the people who now who is not just bright, we can read and spell and count, but who have common sense with an open mind. Let's take a little step back, come out of the ego, and take a step back and go look on the 70s. Go look on Manly. Don't look for nobody else. Just look for what Manly do for the country and where it was before him and what it is when him come in.
All right,
and then just take a look for what after. Because I think this is the solution, where the present Prime Minister come and him even try to shade Michael Manley. But I think what him do right there. So because me have friends who are a Labour right, and me grew up in a film constituency. Me live in a film constituency.
Oh yeah?
Right
Good.
now, the Prime Minister constituency.
Yeah.
Yes? After me place that. Yes? And I know Andrew is from the age of 19, because we are same age, You understand what I say?
Yeah.
So if him throw shades at Michael Manley, but I would like the people who are talk, because you have some Labour right here now. Even the big Josie Wales were singer there. You can't tell him nothing about Michael Manley and him a Labour right.
Yeah.
You understand what I say?
But Andrew
So when you
Willis'
look
father
at
named him Michael after Michael Manley,
Listen, we don't want to go on that. We don't want to go on that bit there, because him want you. We don't want to talk about that because him use that as a bargain chip to try to fool people.
Yeah.
You understand what I say?
Yes.
We want to talk about the press. We want to talk about the people them where recognize Michael Manley for what him do for Jamaica, not for people for Jamaica.
All right, my brethren.
My
brethren.
Yeah.
Make we talk again. We want to finish play that Damian Crawford clip here for all of the people that never hear it yesterday. And then we can
come. Man, come never hear all like this, because you have your program, so we can chip in at any time. It's unfortunate we can't get to chip in for that Tuesday because me like them show, me listen to all of them programs.
Yeah, man. Tuesday and Wednesday we are on every Tuesday and Wednesday from 5 o'clock.
Yeah, no, you don't have to tell me that, man. But you want me to say to you now.
Yeah.
I want to send a special request to Mr. Buchanan for what am I doing in a Portland there.
Yes.
Last week it's Saturday.
Yeah.
And as Michael Manley said, education first, and we must read.
Yes.
You understand what I say?
Yeah.
And I want to send a special request to that. And I hope that seed they were sow.
Yes.
We nurture it and continue to make it grow. And bless up, yes, sir.
Bless up, my brethren. Respect.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. One love. Thanks for the call. We want to finish play this Damian Crawford clip here. All right?
Constitution. And there should be no bill in this house that not only not consider, but encroach on that constitution.
That's right.
So therefore, the argument that parish first and then constituency is negated by the fact that the parish bill cannot abridge the constitution in any way. The outcomes of that decision, therefore, should not create disparities, whether by prejudice or not by prejudice, that the ECJ had to highlight to be unlikely to fit in the constitution of the country. I'm going to put that now in the Venn diagram.
Put that in the Venn diagram.
The law in the constitution states that if you have one set, parish A, and another set, constituency B, there should be no intersection between constituency B with parish A and parish C. So therefore, if a constituency is shared by two parishes, that intersection is illegal. Unconstitutional. And should not be allowed. Yeah. He studied the dictionary. He didn't study mathematics. So therefore, the intersection that is being created is against the Constitution. And though it was communicated by those in the know, what could be the reason? What could be the reason? What can go so? Yeah, that's what I talk to my friends over here. I'm talking to the constitutionalists. I'm talking to the friends of Portmore. There's another lie being told. That, well, they are claiming to be of the interest of the people of certain sections of Portmore. To say that places like Caribbean estates could not vote for the mayor. However, in 2016, when the municipality boundaries were recommended for change, the JLP went to court to stop that change. And the opinion that if it was changed, they would lose Portmore. Sufficing to say they still lost Portmore. So what they're now claiming to be a basis was what they went under Hines to court in 2016 and sought to now ensure that the municipal boundaries were not changed to include the areas. I'm going to explain some more because they don't understand.
They don't understand,
No. I have hope in Delano. I give up on Mal. I give up on Mal.
A little hope in the land.
Yes. Let's go.
Just a took
That is why I make sure I give you the time. The municipality would have its own constituents. Each parish division, each division also had its own constituents. When they wanted to extend the constituent boundary for the municipality, the JLP resisted that expansion. They then went to court and won on a, what do I call that now? A technicality that a win for the JLP. But you have now come to claim that that is a loss for the people of Portmore. You have now accepted the truth that when you went to court 2016, it was in an effort to disenfranchise Caribbean terrorists and other areas such as Caribbean terrorists. That is the same basis you are now claiming is a reason. But that didn't need a parish. That could have easily been corrected by just changing the municipal boundaries. Are coming soon. They then, yes, because I have a little thing to do. We come again to a situation where the JLP is seeking to sell that there is a relationship between development and parish. Indeed, they're seeking to suggest not only that there is a correlation, but that there is a relationship. That if a parish is established, it will automatically lead. Now, wait, no man. When you check it out, there is nothing that suggests that the naming of a parish will lead to any form of development. And I hope that the nation don't buy into that argument, because everybody who wants development will soon start asking for a parish. If based on your arguments that a hospital is based on a parish, then if Louisville wants an hospital, they should ask to be a parish. You know, in the last local government is 6,034 to 3,000. That is how we handle them down in that side of in Lindsay. And Linstead have it hospital, you know about that, Doc? Linstead have a hospital. Mine Linstead said they want to be a parish now. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. But that form of machination, which they want us to assume is only coincidental, is an insult. But it was also denied by a member of their own party. Edward Warmington, in having a conversation about this. Edward Warmington. He says, when we take Portmore, and I quote, when we take Portmore, was that we the ECJ? That we was the Jamaica Labour Party? When we take Portmore off St. Catherine, is a different ball game. We have what now, 41 seats or 42 seats? Out of this 42, they have 12 in Portmore. We won 2, they won 10. Yet they won St. Catherine Parish Council by 1 seat. Even though they carry 10 from Portmore. Now give them back them PNP 10. Leave us alone over here. And it means that under no circumstance PNP can ever win the St. Catherine Parish Council again. Never again. That is Warmington. The difference, which you may not understand in the nuance, is that Senator Bunting, in his post-analysis, may have felt that this cut, which was under consultation and agreement with the PNP and the JLP, led by the necessary authority, the ECJ, might give an advantage to the PNP's victory. No less than West Kingston gives an advantage to the JLP victory. Right. The difference here is that without communication, without consultation, the JLP, which has stated their intent, now executes that intent. And they took it further than just changing the mayor. When they went down that road to Damascus, instead of turning back, they said, let's go further and secure a seat by making the boundaries of Portmore, make one of the seats be a stronger seat. The first ball they wanted to bowl was the St. Catherine mayor. But then they said, we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You can't say that this is in no breach of nothing. This is what was said by the Jamaica Labour Party, big top man, with prejudice. With, yeah, who said that is duty? The next, no talk. No talk. And even though he's a little bit cross, at least he's truthful. The rest over there has tried to disguise the truth, have tried to disguise the outcome, and ask foolish questions like, what is the negative of Portmore being a parish? Well, since Portmore is a subset of Jamaica, all things constant, the negatives to Jamaica will renown to the negatives of Portmore, which they mean fueling of political divide is to no benefit. Yes, yes. I hope you learn local Venn diagram.
All right, my listeners and my viewers and my subscribers, let me thank you for joining us today. And you can go on the GIS website and watch the rest of that presentation by Damian Crawford. Brilliant. Brilliant. Speaking the truth and nothing but the truth. Here's where we call it quits for another Saturday morning. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you all, make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Remember to join me Tuesday evening, 5 p.m. right here on Portland Spice TV. Until we meet again, God bless you. One love, my people.